Riley Cooper, I mean, like, that dude deserves a statue. I mean, like,
number one on your speed dial.
Hey, I'll tell you what, like, I mean, I didn't know until a couple days after the fact. I was like, wait a minute, is he the MVP or like we got the all tournament team?
No doubt about it.
And then Ty Floyd, when I struck out 17, and like stole it from him. But I was like, when has a pitcher like been a part of like 5 of the 6 wins in Omaha? I mean, what a performance!
Coach, it's great to meet you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you for the time.
Pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Sharp a little late, boys, at the spring game, obviously, as you can see. Couple of booze cruises here to do. Let's do it. Cruise. Grand salami to the boys. Finally back on track. And I got another one coming. Don't you think I don't? And that's how we roll in Tiger Stadium.
Just watching the spring games that were on television, one thing that jumped out about your squad is your quarterback room is very talented compared to a lot of the league and a lot of the country. I wonder, is it easier to recruit that position when you have talent or when you don't have talent? Coach Kelly, we're official.
Finally,
I'm
get a
telling
chance to meet you. Thought I had to get a private audience with the Pope. There's Jordy.
Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. Yeah, you see the notification, we about to go live. We got all your favorite guests, we got them in line. It's the Jordy Culotta Show, come have a good time.
Tearing up, answering the question, and I thought, my God, if Chica is offered this job, she's going to take it.
It's just a crazy, fun time at LSU right now. Isn't this what everybody loves?
From the boot to the east to the west coast, no matter where we at, we live. Open up the phone lines, come and join the show. Make sure you tell your friends about Jordy Culotta Show, yeah.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right.
Nice start. Big day.
Nice start.
It's the Jordy Culotta Show, come have a good time.
Coach, it's great to meet you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you for the time. Welcome in to a Monday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, live here from our Click Here digital campus. Right here, 20,000 square feet of office space, helping you out. Full service digital marketing plans, clickheredigital.com. Email me if you want a direct contact, Jordy at clickheredigital.com. We're built every day by RMB Builders. We're live on YouTube and brought to you by RMB. Check out Rhett Bourgeois and RMB Builders online at rmb-builders.com. Our phone line is brought to you by our friends over at Southern Regional Medical Center. It was great to see Charlie Harvey, Jason Ramazan, BJ, and the whole crew over at Football Friday leading into the weekend at the Lod Cook. We'll tell you about that before we get out of here. It was a great inaugural show for Eddie and I and the crew, Lauren Kiffin and the LSU Alumni Association, and Southern Regional Medical Center bringing you our phone lines. Phone line's going to be open this morning. We ready over there, Stewie? With our phone number, as we will open up our phone lines to you here on this Monday. We did have some reaction yesterday. Hopefully you caught our Sunday show. If you didn't, you can always go back and check it out right here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not already done so. Remember, 100 likes an hour. We're trying to get there. Help us get there. If you are, if you're in the chat and you have not hit that thumbs up, do us a favor and hit that before we get out of here. And we will take your reaction. We'll give our reaction. There's a lot to talk about. The Saints with just a brutal loss at Lambeau on Sunday as they were up 17-0, ended up falling 18-17 to the home team. We'll tell you how that happened. Derek Carr,
Derek.
was knocked out.
Sounds like David.
Quarter.
You give David a lot of credit on that.
I do.
been
And
David
it looks
Carr
like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, AC joint.
AC joint.
He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Ice that thing.
Put David in.
Yeah.
Can't tell the difference.
Can David walk?
That offensive line, he'd probably get PTSD.
Jeez.
I've already been here, Coach.
Yeah, it was-
Not doing this
I'm
again.
not going back out there.
Derek has he could write a book. He was the
David,
most sacked
quarterback
of
in
all
one
time
season.
for
Yeah.
What was that for the
long
Raiders,
time.
right?
It was for the
No, it was the
the
Texans.
Texans.
Oh, yeah.
His inaugural season.
Yes.
Like, he
his
was the
first
first
year,
pick.
and it looked like
It was
It
like
looked like high school.
it looked like playing Dallas Carter.
I mean,
every
it
game.
was bad. It was
Mike
bad.
Winchell, get out there.
All right, we're going to talk about LSU, Arkansas on Saturday, 34-31. Like I said, if you saw the Sunday show, we gave a lot of our reaction there. But just to recap a little bit, I thought the winner of Saturday night, obviously LSU moving to 3-1 on the season, tough SEC win at home, great environment. All of what went into the night was kind of a fantastic buildup. But once the game kicked off, I thought Jaden Daniels was the winner on this, really. I thought from the start of the game for how slow and really how off he was. I mean, Stewie and I were talking a little bit about it yesterday. Noah was in here about, even like that first pass that Jaden Daniels stepped into and threw to Malik that Malik caught. Not the first one where Malik looked like he came up with some type of shoulder bug. But the out route, like he was running open.
Oh, you took when he had to dive.
He had dive down.
and roll
I mean, it was
over.
a first down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a nice pickup, but I mean that was one you could kind of hit him on the run.
Kind of a long throw though.
It was.
I think it was
Long throw.
from the other hash to
It was.
the
It
numbers.
was. But I mean, we're talking about a senior
we
quarterback.
like
it
to
might be
see
the
you-
best in the league.
Yeah,
right?
we'd like to see you lead that.
Hit him.
Yeah.
Hit him. But just early on, it kind of looked like he was a little off, and I thought that the interception was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, for somebody that does not turn the ball over like Jaden Daniels does not, for him to not see Dwight McLaughlin just step into that, I mean, that was a very elementary read. Look, I mean,
He baited him.
yeah, I mean, he did.
Good
He did.
bait, though.
I mean, it was, I believe, Chris Hilton on the outside running go, and
Mm-hmm.
then a slant route on the inside to which he jumped, which, I mean, he did. He baited him right into it.
It was that little
Stick route.
Yeah,
It
to
was
Mason
a-
Taylor that, I mean, he just assumed. He's
Yeah.
like, I'll take a chance. He ain't going to throw it deep.
And
Throw it
that's
to my
kind of what we
guy.
were talking about last week. Taylor, he'll lock in on him.
Yeah, it feels like he waters him down a little bit. Me and Stu were talking about it yesterday.
Yeah,
he
he-
disagreed with me a little bit,
I-
like a little pushback. But it just feels like that's the guy he always wants to throw. It's so easy for him.
I agree.
And you
But-
saw him run that same little play that got him a third down. But it just feels like it clogs the offense up a little bit.
But I'm against you on that because when they run that little, it's like the defense has to respect Mason
It has
Taylor.
to.
So sometimes you see two players chasing
Mm-hmm.
Mason Taylor, and then Jaden Daniels is just running right behind him.
Right.
Or sometimes the whole defense is just running at Jaden Daniels, and he just
Pops
flips
it over.
out there.
Yeah, I get it. I just don't want it. It feels like that's the staple of the offense right now. Like it's the thing that they want to run to get into something else. It's always there. It feels like almost like an option play.
I would now say that the staple of the offense is finally becoming the big
Hey.
play.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, 3 weeks in a row now, we've seen the big play really start to pop LSU. And going into the season, we talked about this is going to be a big play offense, or they're going to need to be a big play offense because the best players on their team is on the outside. In the last 3 weeks, Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas, specifically Malik Neighbors, has been nearly unguardable. I mean, I don't know what teams are going to do with him because whatever you do with him, you now free up 11, and 11 can change the game as well.
I can't wait to watch Caskey later.
Speaking of, Caskey's Clicker coming up tonight.
Treat boys.
Debut. We're going to launch it here on the Culotta Show tonight, but we'll get back to Caskey's Clicker next week. Coach Caskey's going to be in. I think he and Denham Springs on 40
Yeah.
on somebody on Friday night.
They scored 40 in 3 straight if they have. You think that's easy for him or no?
I mean, he's
Been in the NFL a long time.
seems
Coach-
like he knows what he's doing.
Coach is probably gonna have a 5-star he has on offense.
We
so,
put him on offense
Yeah.
on Friday night.
like if that kid is not a 5-star by the end of the year, I don't know what the recruiting rankings are watching.
And then Travis Hunter at high school.
I wouldn't say that, but he's still his ball skills are
Yeah, he should be playing offense. It's high school.
right.
Use your horses.
Exactly.
But from the big play aspect of what LSU is now putting on film, I mean, we were talking yesterday. I think Texas is the number one team in the country. After a month of watching football, I watched a little bit of Texas on Saturday night versus Baylor. Watched a ton of football on Saturday. I mean, it was as good of a football weekend as I've had in a long time. I mean, I was too drunk on football Saturday. I couldn't even really get into the red zone on Sunday. I just almost had to listen to the radio on. I mean, I couldn't even really like check into football on Sunday. I was so stoned and drunk off of my football Saturday.
Got your eyes closed on the couch.
I mean, like I was squinting to watch the last quarter of Penn State, Iowa.
Same. Well,
I mean,
I was watching Washington. And I was just,
Coach, Washington's up there.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, Washington is scary
that
good.
offense is.
I mean, they're like. They're as good of offense as LSU is from an explosive standpoint. Like, if you try to take this guy away, that guy will murder you. And Penix is a stud.
And then you got a punt to that one of those receivers too.
I mean,
and he had a punt return too.
They're legit.
Yeah.
Washington is legit.
Wouldn't want to see them.
Texas to me is the best team in the country. Dave Aranda might be looking for work here in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll take him.
I don't know what's going on with Baylor, but they are like significantly worse than what they were over the last couple of years. I thought that they were trending in the right direction. Mm-hmm. They are heading in the wrong direction.
Go get Dave. Tell him to bring that cornerback back from Southern Lab. We'll take him.
At this point, LSU would take a cornerback off the streets. I mean, I guarantee you, and I don't want to be too harsh here, but you could probably get in your car and drive
an hour,
50 square miles in any direction and go find two starters.
I'll go. I'll do it for him.
I mean,
it's like when the Saints signed Mike McKenzie off the street.
Who's my guy down at LCA?
Oh, Juwan Johnson.
Take him right now.
Can't get him fast enough.
Like, take him right now.
Wardell Mack, you want some playing time, son?
Wardell Mack
a far drive.
Start for LSU
tomorrow.
Saturday night, he'd have started. I mean, the problem, I think that's, and we're going to get to some of this Brian Kelly sound. The issue that LSU has from a defensive standpoint, what we talked about early, is that you can't fix their deficiencies. I think they found something in their front seven. Mm-hmm. Their front seven seems to be coming around. Hopefully, they now recognize, like, you have to play Deshaun Womack. Like, Deshaun Womack has now moved into this conversation like Whit Weeks. Like, Whit Weeks has now become this player, like, he cannot come off the field. We were talking a little bit about it on Sunday night on our Sunday show. Like, on Thursday, they were like, big announcement, Whit Weeks is starting on Saturday. Like, that shouldn't be a big announcement anymore.
Who else is starting?
I mean, that guy he's one of your best defensive players. The play he made on KJ Jefferson on the sideline when Jefferson threw the ball away out of the back of the end zone, it's not going to be on a highlight. You may not see it, but that's a true freshman tracking down a senior quarterback who was so in demand on Saturday. He was so in command of that game. I was so impressed with KJ Jefferson with the way that he just ran that game. That was probably the two best quarterbacks in the league. I know right now Spencer Rattler's playing at a very high level, but those are the three. Mm-hmm. I mean, those are the three best quarterbacks in the league, and you had two of them on the same field on Saturday night. And KJ Jefferson is physically imposing, dude. I mean, that guy is a tank, and he is tracking towards LSU's sideline. Whit Weeks decides, it looked like he was kind of spying him on that goal line, and he just puts his head down and says, I'm going after him. And he leaps into him about 3 feet away from him. And you got to, what's KJ Jefferson weigh? 250?
He's got to be 250.
Solid 250. Jeez. Whit Weeks, like, spikes him in the chest and puts him flat on his back. I mean, like, it looks like it's probably been a while since KJ Jefferson's been hit like that when he's got his momentum moving. I mean, the way Weeks can close, the way he can run, the way he instinctively sees the game, Whit Weeks is a dog. Like, keep him out there.
Even like when he blitzed the other night, like when he blitzed like the A gap, the running back picked him up. Like the running back makes a good block, and he just keeps fighting, keeps fighting.
He got knocked to the ground.
Exactly.
He got up, made the play. Runs. I mean, Herb Street's making like, look at this freshman.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing goes for Deshaun Womack. When a guy is coming off the edge and flat backing SEC tackles as a true freshman and sacking KJ Jefferson without his helmet on, like, that's a starter. That's what starters look like in the league.
That's what playmakers look
like. I mean, like, that guy's got to play 65, 70% of the snaps. He just
does.
When they had Perkins and Womack on the edge, those two guys were meeting at the quarterback. Like, they were meeting in the backfield nearly every single time. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is, to me, those are the types of plays that you see and you're like, okay, keep those guys on the field. From a front seven standpoint, I love Jordan Jefferson. Oh, yes. I love Deshaun Womack. I love Mekhi Wingo.
Effort.
I think yesterday we said, and look, again, let me drop this. I don't know the history, the family, the outside circumstances of what's going on with Mason Smith and the decision that ultimately I'd imagine he's going to make here at the end of the season on whether or not he's going to come back to school or whether or not he's going to go into the league. Because going into the season, there were a lot of projected or a lot of NFL mock drafts that had him as a first-round pick. And if you're a first-round selection, you have to have the discussion. You have to at least talk about it, think about it, make a choice to come back. At this point right now, from a pure football standpoint, just football in between the lines, again, I don't know the history, the background, the finances, all of that comes into those choices, and it's none of my business to tell Mason Smith what he should or shouldn't do. From a football standpoint, I believe he could make a ton of money if he came back next year. Because to me, he looks a little out of shape. Not a little, he looks out of shape. Mm-hmm. And rightfully so. The guy's coming off of an ACL injury and only to follow that up with one of the worst football injuries that exist in a high ankle sprain that you suffer deep into fall camp while he's trying to work himself back into shape from the ACL injury. So how big he is. I expect him to be out of shape. Right? So, I mean, I'm not here to criticize his play. He's got to work himself back into that fighting weight, into that fighting mode, right? And he's a little bit, you can tell, I mean, he looks 3, 4, 5 games away from that, right? Where he's still taking on double teams and doing the things that we don't necessarily talk about, notice, show up in the stat sheet, but he's not affecting the game the way that Mason Smith can. Like, Mason Smith can wreck a game. And he's got to get back into fighting shape. He's got to get back into playing weight. He's got to get back to where he was pre-injury, and that's just going to take a minute. But he's still out there and he's battling. But as far as the effectiveness goes, the best defensive tackle at LSU right now is 99. Mm-hmm. I mean, Jordan Jefferson, his quick twitch, his ability to get off the ball, he's so quick in his first step. I mean, he was... He was problem for an Arkansas offensive line that has a projected top 10 pick that's the center. That's the thing also about, you look at that matchup Saturday night between LSU's defensive line and Arkansas's offensive line. I'll get you his name here officially, but every single general manager in the NFL, every single head coach, every single scout decision maker in the NFL is going to be looking at that film for the matchup of Mason Smith and the center for Arkansas. I don't have his name here, but he is a projected top 5 pick in the NFL draft, and didn't work out so well for
Ricky Stromberg,
Bo Limmer. I think that's who it is.
I think it is Limmer.
55.
Yeah, Limmer.
Bo Limmer. Yeah.
So, that it just Limmer got the best of him. Right? I mean, so I just think from a front seven standpoint, you got some things that you can work with. I mean, Greg Penn played a really nice game again. I mean, Greg Penn's solid, man. Oh, he's so solid in the sense of he just, what you get. I mean, every single time he's out there, he's going to be in the right place. He's going to be around the ball. He's going to be, he's just doing his job.
Making plays in the pass game, put his hands up.
Right.
Knockdowns.
Yeah.
Tackles.
That man might still be running if he gets over his head.
That's right.
That was huge.
Well, that and I think that's KJ Jefferson. That's the beauty of playing with him. That was like Jamarcus. It was a scramble drill.
Yeah.
When he gets outside of the pocket, like, keep moving.
And he could just...
You know what I mean? Like, he could just throw it over the top of everybody.
He's a better thrower of the football than people think, too.
Yeah.
Because you see him in the way that they use it. I mean, he's as big as they get, man, but he's going to... I don't know if you can do that for 12 games. They're running power.
I mean, like, I don't think he's made it through a season at Arkansas.
And I was talking to some Arkansas fans on Saturday there, and they're like... Every game it comes out, whenever, like after the BYU game, they were asking, like, well, where was KJ Jefferson? I feel like he's not practice. Like, well, he was banged up at practice all week. It's like, well, yeah, of course he's banged up every week. The way that they use him is like
power right, power left.
They're probably running in practice. Like it's unfortunate because you don't have to use him that way. If they could get, I guess, Rocket Sanders back or their run game, but I mean, he can sit in the pocket and kind of deliver the football if you want to. But it seems like they're so headstrong on running him the way that they are that it's kind of easy for him.
Braden Swinson's another guy that I think, like, he can't come off the field.
It's like besides Ovia Gofu, every time Swinson, if it's Swinson and Perkins or if it's Swinson and Womack, they're meeting at the quarterback every play.
It's a party in the backfield.
Like, every play, regardless of who's the tackles, whatever, they're meeting in the backfield.
There's just some personnel stuff that you're like, man, that looks great.
Yeah, it looks nice to see LSU getting a little pressure back there.
And then from the from the DB standpoint, I just think that there's some things that you either can't fix or you have to play guys like LaTerrence Welsh and you got to play guys like Antoine Stamps. Those are the only two left, right? Ashton Stamps. I'm sorry.
Hell, I'll take Antoine Stamps at this point.
Sounds like a player.
Sounds like a player. But there's certain players that when it gets to that point, whenever you see them tried out there, you're like, oh, what do they see that we don't see? When you're watching the football game, they must have different packages. It feels like a base package where it's insert X, Y, and Z. You're like, okay. But I was saying this on Friday. LSU has some just on defense. It feels like they're so limited. They have a base set where they have to trot out the three linebackers, and you're good with it. But when they start getting spread out, you can see the mismatches are out there, and that's how you convert 8 third downs, whatever. I mean, LSU, if you want to rag on the defense, I get it, you can. But if you go 4 for 11 instead of 8 of 11, it's a totally different football game. They just never shut the door.
Yeah,
like they had multiple opportunities to blow that team out.
Yep. They've got some matchup issues and some personnel.
Like they don't have enough players.
Right, where it becomes very obvious. I memean, you saw Arkansas really picking on some of the guys that were immediately putting into the game. And so, that's from a personnel standpoint, you just
sit and pray.
They got blessed on that Deuce Chestnut when he gave up that touchdown. They got blessed.
Deuce is fighting for his life out there.
One play that his first play he's in. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that is blood in the water. And I gotta believe that LaTerrence Welsh can get a series or two on this team with just purely the way that he plays special teams. And I don't want to fall victim for this, but I mean, for the spring he had and the guys he was guarding, LSU might have the best wide receiver room in the country right now. I mean, seriously, like you look at the production of wide receivers, there's not a 1-2 punch in America that outside of Washington can keep up with LSU. It feels like Ohio State maybe, but I mean, I watched them play on Saturday night. I mean, you can tell those guys are big playmakers, but they don't have anybody to really get them the ball consistently.
Sure. Malik Neighbors is third in the country in receiving yards right now.
But right now, probably the most feared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Him and the guy from Washington.
Huh?
Him and the dude from Washington.
Yeah.
Dunze.
So, I mean, I'd love to see Welsh get a series or two, just to see, man. And like I was telling Lloyd, and Lloyd recognized this as well. I don't want to speak for Lloyd, but I mean,
no, absolutely.
If you watch Welsh before the game, like he looks like he's gonna play.
Feels like he's getting lied to.
You know what I mean? It's
a
tough.
man being lied to. I know a man when he's
you can look out in pregame and tell.
Who's not going to play?
Who's going to play and who's not going to play? I mean, usually there's like the unbuckled chin strap. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Kind of like.
Where's my girlfriend?
Jogging a little bit, kind of eyes up in the stands. But I mean.
What's up, Coach Mulkey?
If you're tight
Ain't a race.
I mean, if you're locked and loaded and you're head bobbing and you're,
high-fiving,
yeah, right.
thumping.
You're jumping up and down. It's like,
put that man in.
I mean, let this guy roll, right?
Give him some.
I just don't know because, like you said, I just don't know what the issue is at this point because I'm not questioning the effort of any of the players. Zach Alexander's out there playing hard.
Yeah.
I just want to. You have to see something a little bit different if you're gonna. If this is how it's going to be, where last year you saw LSU be able to win defensive battles and you could rely on Jaden Daniels because he didn't turn the football over. This year, now you have a different version of Jaden Daniels where he can score 40 a game, it feels like, and now your defense is giving up 35 a game. Yeah. And you're. I don't want to say he's been a non-factor, but you're not seeing a lot of Harold Perkins making game-changing plays. Yeah. He gets the 1 sack at the end of the half, but I mean he had to. Yeah. You knew what they were doing, so you just let your horses run, and it feels like they need to do that a little bit more. And for a game where you had a quarterback like KJ Jefferson, it felt like that could have been another break, like a Harold Starr turn game where he announces himself to the country again, and you're just not really seeing it the way that you feel like you should be. And from the position that he's playing and what he's been asked to do, I know it's hard to be like that star player we talked about, like how Tyron could change a game. He doesn't have that influence at the position he plays. He's having to play assignment football. But when the time calls for it, it might be just let him go do his own thing. Yeah. Because it's tough.
Remember, Daily, we're brought to you by Katie's Restaurant. Our friends over at Katie's, located on Iberville Street, down in the heart of Mid-City, New Orleans. You can find them online, katiesinmidcity.com. katiesinmidcity.com. A lot of New Orleans specials that they have on the menu for you, as well as St. Louis style pizza. They also have cold beer and great service. You can find Katie's in Mid-City online at katiesinmidcity.com. And don't forget about the new Sunday hours, 10 a.m. until 6 p.m., embracing the football crowd. They got 6 new televisions installed over there so you can keep up with every play, pregame, postgame, in-game, however you want. They got a great Sunday staff, schedule, menu, and TVs for you to watch all of the action. Remember, Katie's in Mid-City, bringing you the Culotta Show each and every day. Stop in, see Scott Craig and the crew, and tell them that you heard it here on the Culotta Show. Offensively, though, I would take LSU and play anybody in the country. Like, I think that LSU, from an offensive standpoint, is as scary of a team that college football has. Washington is big play. They got a QB. They got 3 wide receivers that can change the game. I mean, Washington is legit offensively. I think Texas is the best team that I have seen through the first month of the season. But there are other teams out there that you look at. Georgia, Alabama beat Ole Miss pretty handily this weekend. That looked like a really good win for the Tide. Their defense looks like they're still, kind of figuring it out. But, I mean, by the time LSU pulls into Tuscaloosa that first Saturday in November, it seems like they'll be a little bit more sharp than they are now.
That doubt went away real quick, huh?
Bama.
Jalen Milroe still doesn't scare me.
No, not at all. But I'm just saying, that's the Bama that you kind of thought you were going to get at the beginning of the year. Where I know it wasn't beautiful.
They're
not far and away the best team in the country, but they're a top 8 team in the country. Like that defense is legit.
Boy, that 12-team playoff sure would be nice this year.
Good Lord. I think that's what they're setting you up for. It's like
they are.
It's like a trailer.
They're dangling the carrot.
How did they do this to me?
They are dangling the carrot for sure.
Because that thing would
Y'all thought it wouldn't be fun to have a 12-team playoff?
But when you look at LSU's offense, and they have now become big play offensive threats, like that's who they are now. I mean, this is 3 straight weeks of them making big plays. Grambling, you saw them throw the ball down the field for the first time when they hit Hilton over the top 2 weeks ago, or last weekend versus Mississippi State with the day that Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas had with 20 catches and targets between them, to fast forward to this past Saturday where each of them have a couple of scores. Both of them go over 100. Both of them are huge playmakers that are the best players on the field for LSU, because that's who LSU is. They can be a big play, quick strike offense that I believe you look around. And again, I watched a ton of football on Saturday, a ton. Notre Dame, Ohio State, Alabama, Ole Miss, Clemson, Florida State, Texas, Baylor, Washington. Nobody can guard LSU. Really. Not for 4 quarters. There may be a team like Arkansas that can hold them in check for a half, but nobody's going to hold LSU down for 4 quarters. And if they do, they're going to beat them. They're going to beat the hell out of them. But I just think they've got too much firepower. Now, look, Alabama, they throttled Ole Miss's high-power 50-point offense a game in Tuscaloosa this weekend. I still think LSU's offense is better than Ole Miss's.
LSU scores more points than Ole Miss a game.
Well, not going into the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Going into the weekend.
I thought Ole Miss was scoring over 50.
Got a computer back there. I don't know.
But either way, I mean, Ole Miss and LSU were leading the league in points scored going into Saturday, and Alabama, they kind of ripped their wheels off. But I think that LSU's offense is just from a pure matchup standpoint, they put you in so much pressure. They just put you in trouble. And now with the big play threat, you've got that in your head the whole time, and Logan Diggs is now starting to eat. Right? What was he averaging? 6.5 yards a carry?
That's something that I thought was interesting, too. It felt like LSU kind of got away from the run game. They could have just done that. Once they opened it up with the big plays, that's what makes the offense, it feels like, go a little bit. Just even the threat of throwing it deep has opened everything up for the offensive side of the ball. In terms of, Jay Daniels doesn't have to be the one that as the flag carrier for running the football. You don't have to be your leading rusher anymore. They can turn and hand it off, and that offensive line was eating Saturday.
Diggs averaged 6.9 yards a carry.
Oof. I mean, you can win with that.
And we played a lot in the first half, too.
Yeah, I didn't understand the running back rotation.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the
how they
rotation.
It's like they just wanted to get him in there.
Just get the Diggs.
Yeah, I like all of them.
Caleb Jackson.
Yeah,
Caleb Jackson just shoots. It's like he's shooting out of a cannon.
He's the kid in timeout that can't wait to go to recess.
Give me 6 to 8 carries a week for Caleb
Coach,
Jackson.
can I please go to? Can I go to recess real quick?
Get me out the corner, man.
Right.
But he was looking every kickoff. He was watching it go over his head, just going, "God damn it, stay in bounds." If he could tippy toe one and take it out, he could have. He just wants to make an impact. You love to see it.
Yeah, you love it. You love it. But LSU's offense, man, I think, and look, their offensive line, I think they're coming around. I still believe there is a thought to get to Hurd and play him predominantly of the time. But I think the way that last weekend went down, it is hard to gain a coach's trust as a young player at this level of football. I mean, it is. And I think last weekend with the holding call and a little bit of the confusion on the stunt between him and Jones, where Mississippi State was able to get into the backfield, I still think they're just a little weary about throwing him out there. They still need to, I think they would love to give him a series or two, maybe a half, to see where his development is. But ultimately, I think they do want to get there. I think they would love to get there for just finding their best five. I really think that Lance Hurd is a part of the top five for LSU. Brian Kelly will be meeting with the media, even though I did get a late text from University High saying that school is canceled today because there's a power outage on campus.
A power outage on LSU's campus too?
Well, I mean, U High is on LSU's campus.
Let me check the wire.
Yeah, let me trip this thing up. That was I know you had a theory about the power outage last time. This one could be student driven.
I'm starting to think the students.
Is there a little weather? I mean,
it was raining this morning around 5.
It takes.
Just sent that quick text to Ron.
Yeah,
he has class today.
He's still at Southeastern, coach.
He's
got a game to cover.
He was here yesterday.
All right, let's hear from Brian Kelly. This is going to be Brian Kelly opening statement. Is the microphone all weird?
That was on there.
No, I know, but I mean, like,
and he's like, what's the feedback with this thing?
Call Joe.
Here's Kelly talking about the win following Saturday's performance in Tiger Stadium.
Well, as expected, this game, which is a rivalry game between Arkansas and LSU, has come down to a field goal over the last 3 years. I know I'm probably telling something to you that you already know, but now make it 4. It's just the nature of two teams that in proximity playing for a rivalry trophy, and look, a team that was, we told our team that they were going to play their very best, and I thought they played their very best. Hats off to Sam Pittman and his team. They played outstanding football. KJ Jefferson was outstanding tonight. Kept plays alive, couldn't get him on the ground. We tried to get him on the ground, but weren't allowed to get him on the ground. So it's just one of those games where we were the last one to have the football, and I wasn't interested in letting Arkansas have another chance. So, again, a great football game. These are the games that you got to find a way to win. We didn't have our best performance early on, but I thought we really played well at the end of the half and in the second half in particular on offense. And defensively, there's a lot that has to continue to get better. And most of them are self-inflicted wounds that are going to have to get better as we go on the road these next 2 weeks. But all in all, happy with the victory. Again, anytime you're playing an SEC opponent and one that is highly motivated to come in here, we're very happy with the win. So with that, we'll open it up to questions.
Brian Kelly is here. He is explaining kind of the end of the game scenario. We talked about it yesterday on our Sunday show. Just kind of the way that the game ended in using the timeouts, running the clock, having the ball, throwing the ball into the end zone in that scenario. Here's Kelly explaining kind of the thought process behind it.
Down.
We had to let the clock run all the way down to get the mathematical number to that level, or we would have risked our situation to be such that we would have had to run the field goal team out there without a timeout, and I was interested to put ourselves for. Yeah, I would agree. That was obvious.
Oh, Brian.
That
was 5.
That was 5?
Yeah.
You know, 6?
6. Follow up 6.
No, 6 was just before that one, and then this is 5.
Oh, this is 5.
Okay, this is 5. I got you.
See the drive that, we got into what we call barrier, which is, they had no timeouts. I think we ate over 5 minutes off the clock. I had no intention of giving them the ball back. I don't know if you guys wanted to, but I didn't. And so it was really just a matter of when we call barrier, we're not looking to score. We're looking to score a touchdown in that instance. We wanted to take time off the clock, put ourselves in a good position. We have great faith in our Ramos, our field goal kicker. Put him in a good position, take as much time off the clock. We got it down to about 5 seconds. And it worked out pretty good.
Football is life.
I will be honest. In the moment, I was thinking this doesn't feel right.
It made me kind of nervous.
Like this doesn't.
This
This doesn't feel like it felt like you could run the clock all the way down to like 3 seconds, 2 seconds, call the timeout, win the game, and not give them the ball. But I mean, KJ Jefferson's a big dude. He's got a cannon for a right arm. I would just not like to give him the game. I wouldn't like to give him the ball at all.
Right. I mean, 5 seconds, obviously.
You,
and then with
bro.
the squib kick, I get it. Like anything can happen in college football. You'd rather not them get a throw, right?
Yeah.
But
5 seconds, he had to throw that thing the whole field. He
And
had
no
to have
doubt.
Joe Milton's
Right, exactly. That's what
you
I
needed a miracle, but
I
I just would rather get the hell out of there.
And if you're Danny Ramos, unless you don't have a pulse, even he was probably like, okay, this is gonna be on me.
I think
in this stadium, this place can get on tilt real quick, no matter who I am.
I mean,
and he put that game in Danny Ramos's hands.
No doubt.
And it's like, I trust him. So,
Right.
and for what they did offensively, I was okay with it. The throw like that, I was wondering when they put the offense back on the field, you were like, well, this has to be a throw to the end zone. It can't be anything else. If you do anything else, it's a fireable offense.
Yeah.
To where if you have to if you have to go, rogue mode, chaos mode, and sprint them onto the field with 5 seconds left and try to set up, that would have been a Les Miles move.
Shades of Leslie.
Exactly, and that's what I think everybody in the stadium was kind of feeling like, wait.
Oh, they did throw the fade.
Yeah, they just threw a
to the
fade
lead.
out. Yeah, it was never even contested. It was just to get time off the clock.
Smart.
But for all of the things that could have gone wrong, nothing did.
Right.
And that goes to show that they coached it, they practiced it, and they performed it. All of that stuff is coachable, and that's where I take the most. If you're like, that's where I would give them the most praises. All of that stuff that needed to happen happened, and it wasn't by accident. It's a fade out the end zone. It's a football team that lines up in special teams, kicks the field goal, 5 seconds left, squib kick worked. You get the ball, they get on the ball. Now, You could have put about 8 people in the backfield now. I mean, for the last third, they just straight up ran like cover 2. They didn't have enough people. Like you know what's coming. So if you could drop a couple people back there, maybe put Brian Thomas out there.
Prevent.
Yeah, I know prevent is. It's a term that makes everybody nervous, but we got to go 80.
Yeah,
in 5 seconds.
Right, there's nothing else they could do.
Yeah.
They had to throw. It was one
with
play.
2 minutes left.
Right, and so but all of that worked out. You get a pick, and I just think it was all. Also, credit to Tiger Stadium for leaving Arkansas with no timeouts, because on offense they were in hell.
They were shook.
They came out. They were running, breaking the huddle with 5 seconds left, being like, "Oh no,
God!"
And a timeout.
I mean, they were jumping like back to back.
Oh, that's when it felt like old Tiger Stadium. There were some drinks getting thrown in the air. There were people cheering, just doing this the entire game at the field. And I was like, "Let's go, dude!" There's a kid in front of me that was playing on his phone. I took it out of his hand. I was like, "You watch this football game. You can play on your phone later." And he's like, "You're right. I'm sorry."
Don't even have signal in here.
Yeah. I was like, "Dude, what are you doing? Like, this ticket costs something. This is an experience. You're in a game. You're in it. Son. You're in an Arkansas game, baby."
It ain't so fun no more.
People started to leave though. I will say this: when they got up 8,
so
I was like, I guess the score looked weird. And so like, oh, LSU's up 2%. It's like, no, if they score and get 2, we're tied. It's 24-16.
Scored again.
Yeah, they did. I mean, then it became, all right.
It is, and I will say this because I was watching, like I said, I watched a lot of football on television on Saturday. It's a college football epidemic. Like, it's a problem
It's the clock.
in the sport that nobody hangs out and watches the game in the game experience. I mean, I couldn't believe some of the overhead shots they were showing from Tiger Stadium in the third and fourth quarter, the people that had left in between like the 25s.
Yeah.
Like some of the people like that's the earners. Those are the ones that they're budgeting in their season tickets every single year. I mean, I expect the white collar crowd to be leaving, before, at halftime.
Get my helicopter.
Jay Daniels
Like,
can't
I'm not
throw a
sitting
dink
in
no
traffic.
more. Tired of seeing that.
That's what it felt like. I don't know if it was I don't know if it's the clock and how there's a ton of TV timeouts to where everybody was kind of groaning like, yeah, I mean, how long are we going to be here? But once you go to an LSU football game, you're locked in from, you know where you are.
Yeah.
You're going to get Charlie in the car, and that you're just going to sit here and you're going to be a contraflow. Just enjoy it. There's nothing bad about it. It's just, it is what it is.
I don't think I've ever left a game like that early.
That's what blew my mind.
Never.
Not the good ones.
I didn't even leave Troy early.
No.
I mean, see, like,
hold out
I'd
hope.
be out.
That was pain.
I mean, I think I left the Tennessee game after Besh muffed the kickoff.
See, I left
I mean,
that
like,
one.
I was like, later.
See, I did leave that one.
I gave him a
Later.
chance. I gave him a chance, and then Tennessee scored to like put it up like 30 to.
See ya.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I was like, I'm out, dog.
Yeah, I'd already been knocked out. They came back and kicked me in the ribs. I was like, I'm leaving. Let me crawl out of here.
Ryan was like, "You ready to go?" I was
Like,
like, "Bro, I've been ready."
How much more of this do you want to see? Like, wave the flag.
We got one rolled in the car, dog.
It's time to get. Trying to forget this game.
Mikey with the super chat. I feel if that they had perk and delayed blitz, it would have somewhat neutralized a lot of the big third down plays. Seemed like they were over pursuing a lot. KJ would just slip through. I mean, like I think that's just kind of the benefit of KJ Jefferson, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like that guy he's hell. He's hell to go up against. He's hell to tackle. I mean, he's just a player, man.
Is he a fifth-year senior?
He has 3 Tiger Stadium starts. That was his third start.
It feels like it.
In Tiger Stadium. He started the 19 game.
Yeah, it does.
1999.
He started against Burrow.
It does feel like it because he was cool under pressure.
Yeah.
He was, man.
He was.
He's
cool.
good.
He was. I mean,
He's a threat.
He is very, very
If he's
impressive.
I'm surprised. I mean, there was probably some whisper. I mean, put him on Alabama.
Oh, man.
I mean, I don't know how he stayed in Arkansas because I guess he's a hog lifer, but that's a guy, if you put him on any other team, makes you a different football team. That's a quarterback that if you could have gotten out the portal,
oh man,
that's a game changer.
Oh, he's
just so, like you say, so cool. He's been through every scenario.
The way that he was poised in that game on Saturday, I thought was one of the big difference makers in the way LSU.
Oh, he had LSU defense on his heels,
definitely,
and it looked like he knew what he was looking at, which is the worst feeling if you're an opposing fan going, "Oh, this quarterback has this figured out."
We mentioned that Malik Neighbors right now is one of the best players in the country, one of the best wide receivers in the country. Here's Brian Kelly speaking about his wide receiver. This is number 9, Stewie, of Kelly speaking about Malik Neighbors here through the first month of his junior season.
As well.
Yeah, look, that's our job as coaches. You can't get your best player erased. You got to move them around, and we move them all over the place. If we just line him up in the short field, you might as well just say he's not going to get any catches because you're just leaving him in a position where they can, in fact, take him away. They can drop the jack, they can roll the coverage, they can put the safety over the top. So we've moved him all over the place. He's played X, he's played Z. And you have to do that when you have a great player like Malik. I think
he's so good.
God, he's good.
Like, I mean, he's so good.
His ability to create separation is like what separates him from all the other receivers in this class.
Who is he? Like,
I don't know. I'm trying to think about a comp for him.
He's like a blend between Odell and Jarvis.
Yeah,
is what it feels like. Yeah,
physical hands, but then he
gets the route running.
You know, he kind of reminds me of Antonio Brown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yes,
I could see that. I see it.
And
like separation, like the routes. Yeah,
like,
I see it.
I mean,
I see it.
He catches even when he gets interfered with. He makes the catch.
I mean, did you see the catch when the dude had this? Yes. He had his arm in between his arm, and he still catches.
That's what made me think of Jarvis.
Yeah,
it's like that hand strength, and
I think he runs better than Jarvis.
That's what I'm saying. That's the Odell part where he's like got a little bit more athletic in terms of like what you see in college.
Antonio Brown is kind of a mix of those two.
Yeah, and LSU posted some pictures of him like on Instagram yesterday, and you could see the look in his eyes.
Bro, I saw what you posted.
The look in his eyes is
I'm starving,
feasting.
After he caught the first one, the camera
gets
the
close to
ESPN camera is like right.
And he just gives him
he does his celebration, and then he like looks at the camera, and it's almost like serial killer.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, and he points at it, and it's kind of like, I'm coming for everybody.
Yeah,
like,
you next.
I'm coming for everybody.
Ole Miss, you next. Get ready.
I mean, he does.
Put anybody in front of me.
He's on a warpath.
Yeah, he gave me like Michael Thomas, like when Michael Thomas was at the top of his game, when he'd have
everybody.
That look in his eyes after he catches.
Didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah, just like I'm a fucking dog out here.
Just a killer.
Put anybody in front of me.
Right.
Like,
I mean, Malik Neighbors right now. I'm telling you, what is he? You said he's the third rated wide receiver in the country right now.
Yeah.
He's the most feared.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, like, if you're a coach going up against him, I don't know what you do against him. I
really
really don't.
Him in one-on-one.
I really don't. LSU does a great job of, like Kelly just mentioned, of like moving him, disguising him. They motion him. I mean, they do a really good job of keeping him involved when everybody knows the defensive game plan has to be to try and take this guy out, or at least try and. I mean, you don't want to get beat by 8 now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you get beat by 8, that's on you.
Yeah.
I mean, like the secret is out.
I like the first touchdown he had, the one where you're talking about where he looks into the camera. I like the play call on it. It was like a delayed slant under Mason Taylor. It was a pretty good play call.
Him and Daniels seem to have that chemistry that we were looking for in week 1 and wondering if it was there. It is there.
Yeah.
It is there. All right, Stewie, what's the phone number?
707-400. I just got a call. Jeez.
We are going to open up the phone lines. What is 707-400?
707-400-5575.
5575. Stewie will type that up on the line there. 707-400-5575. We're going to take your calls starting at the top of the hour. At 8 a.m., we will start to take your calls. Also, the college football weekend, I want to get this in before. A lot of reaction to LSU, and obviously the calls will be featured, I imagine, a lot on LSU. But if you watched this weekend, it was just a full slate of games. As we said, I mean, if you couldn't enjoy this past weekend, you must not like the sport.
Anybody watch Colorado, Oregon?
I did.
Oh, my.
I did.
They bludgeoned them.
They did.
Dan Lanning with the all-time pregame speech.
I mean, like just
he made me want to go out there and kill Colorado.
Couldn't wait to say that. He couldn't wait to say it. And like Dion said afterwards, like, you better catch us now.
Yeah, catch us now for sure. But
and I think Lanning was taking out the anger of a lot of programs on Colorado on Saturday. Oregon looked good.
He wanted, and I think he wanted to probably say that during the week, but he didn't want to give Colorado bulletin board material.
I thought he handled the week in the build-up about as good as you could, but you could see right in the pregame what it was all about.
It was teetering.
Yeah. Here's why I was so quiet this week. But the games in general, I mean, Tuscaloosa, 24-10, I got to say, really and truly, I went into that one thinking that Ole Miss was going to catch Alabama. I thought Alabama was vulnerable. You could tell in the lead up to that one that Lane Kiffin specifically thought that Alabama was extra vulnerable this particular season. I wonder, now 5 years of Lane Kiffin and all of the ways that he handles the buildup of the Alabama game, and I love it. Outsider looking in, I love it. But I would say this to the Ole Miss crowd. LSU got caught in a mix and into a, almost like a tunnel where they couldn't get out of, where they were playing up this Alabama game every single year. Miles would talk about it for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. He would build this thing up like the Super Bowl, and every single year he would gag. He would choke. He wouldn't be able to close it. He'd get this close some years. Some years he would just totally get blown out. Other years it would come down to kicking the ball out of bounds or a personal foul call or whatever it may have been. But it always was the biggest game of the year, and then it was such a deflating punch to the gut when you'd go play it and you'd never win. And that's what Kiffin is now kind of feeling like, where I get it, I love it, it makes sense, it's fun to watch, but you're 0-5. Right? And like last week, he was talking a lot of noise. Like even for him, who you expect to be talking, the way he handled that, like calling out the defense and like saying he's got people inside of the program, like giving him information.
Ryan, relax.
Like, dude, like
turn the mic, cut the mic.
Next thing you know,
he can't help himself.
He can't.
No, he can't. I mean, he can't help himself.
Tweet from his dog's account.
Right?
That's his burner.
It's his burner. But that
just, I
feeling.
wonder if it gets old.
Yeah.
I wonder if it does, because I love Kiffin too, but I mean, even outside looking, because like Jackson Dart tweeted something on Saturday and Kiffin quote tweeted it and like changed his whole tone, like changed like going back and learning from the GOAT and playing the GOAT and going back to Bryant Denny and all the coaches and players and the standard and everything that he taught him. And it's like, all right, you said everything right, like everything you said in that tweet was right, but it's like, you kind of look like a chump in the way you build it up.
It's the guy that tries to fight his dad and gets his ass kicked in front of it, in
And
front
then
of your other
apologize.
brother, and be like, my bad, Dad.
Yeah, like I should have done that. It's like, what was I
got on
talking
the golf
about?
course and took his shirt off.
So, I mean, like, I think LSU catches Ole Miss, particularly in this kind of schedule changeup, at a really good time because, Alabama beat them up. Like Dallas Turner, coach. They could not block. This Will Campbell-Dallas Turner matchup down the line is going to be, that is a heavyweight fight. I mean, that is going to be all eyes on that matchup.
Oh, just got a text back from Ron. Let's see. No class today.
Look at that.
At LSU.
I wonder if they're going to have to move the
presser.
The presser.
Plug up the Comrex.
What's Ron going to do?
Ron. You think so, Ron?
But Ole Miss pummeled by Alabama, 24-10. Jalen Milroe still does not scare me. Alabama's defense is kind of figuring it out. By the time LSU pulls into Tuscaloosa, they'll be right.
Do you think this is what Arkansas felt like playing LSU after Alabama? Like thinking it up, just because as an LSU, like if you're an LSU fan or if you've been a part of that, you've seen what the Alabama game can do to you, especially for Ole Miss, where it feels like they're building it up a little bit like LSU was, where you're putting everything you got into it. And then when you come back and you have to go back home on the bus or the plane or whatever, it's like season's over.
Yeah.
And then you would catch Arkansas after that game. You got a sleepy LSU.
We're going to find out.
That's what I say. You're going to find out a lot about Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss right now.
Yeah, this is going
LSU
to be a test game, and LSU could really come over there and flex.
Put him on the mat.
Exactly.
Right?
You could end their year.
Yes. So it's a good spot to catch Ole Miss right now for LSU after they just got beat up by Alabama, and you could tell that Lane was kind of feeling himself afterwards. He was in his feelings, kind of like, man, we had a chance. Ohio State rolled into Notre Dame, which was a really good game. I don't think anybody had it this low scoring. I know that the under felt like the play here, but 17-14, Ohio State scores on the last play of the game. Bad look for Marcus Freeman, head coach of Notre Dame. Goes the last two plays of the game inside of the 2-yard line with 10 players on the field.
What's his specialty?
Coach Lou Houch. Coach Lou Houch, or did you ever put 10 people on the field?
Good old Catholic boy.
And then Ryan Day, I didn't even know he could talk.
Me either.
I didn't even know who Ryan Day was before Saturday.
Let's get this thing.
And I mean, like, Day was I said it yesterday from somebody who's a very emotional person. Like, I have been known to lose my emotions in certain situations where you're like, man,
Tuesday,
heads up, like this thing could way go off the rails. And like, he walked into a microphone in front of a camera on national television, like, ready to bark.
One Pac, two Pac, three Pac,
basically
none.
double birded Lou Holtz on
I mean,
national TV.
I mean,
He killed an old man.
He almost like he really does kind of like call him. He's like, I'd love to see Lou Holtz right now.
Why?
Like,
He's sleeping.
I mean, he's like, he might be dead. You know, he's like, well, I'll finish the job.
Ryan Day's Dr.
Like,
Kevorkian, like, I'll take care of
They
it.
have to
he
roll him
wanted
out
to
there to
kill that
get
old
him on
man,
game
dude.
day.
He wanted to kill Holtz.
Which
that
one of you
day.
was Lou Holtz? Y'all look exactly alike. and talk the
Backstory is
same.
Lou Holtz was on the Pat McAfee show, I believe, on Friday.
Ryan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying this about your football team.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
How mad would you be at Lou Holtz if you were the Notre Dame crowd?
Oh
Like, this guy again? I mean, like,
From the grave.
From
the
grave. I mean, how
Ripping
in the
up
hell
newspapers.
did Holtz cost us the game? He's not even coaching.
Oh, somebody bear it. Take Lou out back.
Good Lord, that'd be like Les Miles showing up at LSU in 10 years.
They're gonna
and like,
beat Alabama.
They're gonna beat the hell out of Bama today.
What a game!
Somebody kill this guy, for God's sakes. It's a joke. But I guarantee there's some people at Notre Dame right now that want Holtz's head.
They want his head.
I mean, like,
The collective age of
Touchdown, Jesus.
Lee Corso and and Lou Holtz out there together. It's like, where are we?
Touchdown, Jesus.
They're playing bingo. Okay,
Wait, I got that.
was my-
I got that Ryan
like, I
Day.
mean, like if you're on Freeman's
To
staff,
Ryan
if
Day.
you're on Freeman's staff, are you like if Holtz walks in the locker room, this like thinking he's got full access, like, hey, old man, get the hell out of here.
Smell him coming.
Get old man out of here. Wait, this is sweet.
I mean, it was like that was the first time we was like, okay, this dude's got some personality.
Yeah,
To
a
me, he
little
always
swagger.
felt like Urban Meyer's offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like Urban was like, yo, bro, I got to get out of here. They're hot on my trail. You know what I mean? Like, they have figured out all of this stuff I've been doing is like been totally below the table and off.
Gotta wash my hands.
I mean, like, they got a natty and like they're like, Herb, you got to get out of here.
Yeah,
Herb,
thank
you got to
you,
get the hell
Herb.
out of here. Like,
Thanks,
what should we
Herb.
do? Like, just hire this guy. I mean, that's what he kind of
Yeah,
like,
it's like- it's some
that's
stand-in.
what it kind of felt like.
But he was kind of coaching the team as an offensive coordinator. It felt like you never heard from him. I mean,
right.
and this could be on me, but he was never in the. You hear from a lot of the coaches, right? Like that are these Power 5 top tier teams. You hear from Harbaugh all the time. You hear from Saban all the time. You hear from Lane Kiffin all the time. Like the teams that are. And Lane's not even in the national conversation of who the best team in the country is.
Yeah.
You've never heard from Ryan Day, and you could tell that one bad half is still haunting him.
Oh, jeez.
And obviously, there's been a lot of national news about Ohio State with their 2 losses to Michigan, where they were in this.
Is he
The last 10 years they've been running that rivalry where
Is
it
he
was
0-2 against Michigan?
just the last 2 years.
Oh, okay.
He was they were dominating.
Yeah, they
and
were.
then Harbaugh snuck up on him
were.
twice, and Michigan is kind of they're jostling for that seat at the table. And now you see a little emotion out of Ryan Day, and it feels like, okay, if that's the guy that's leading the team, he's coaching for his job.
No doubt.
And he shouldn't be. And for them to win the way that they did in a defensive 14-10 game, where usually Ohio State puts up 40 a game, and that's what you're used to seeing. It's like copy and paste. This was a different version of Ohio State. Like, oh, they got a little grit to them.
Yeah, they get some toughness to him. And for Marcus Freeman, that
It's
was
also easy when it's 11 versus 10.
That was a bad,
It is.
bad
It is.
look,
It
man.
is.
To have 10 players on the field at the end of the game. and,
Overload one side.
I mean,
Just,
it was
come
very
on,
just
Ryan.
like almost kind of like
Moments a little bit.
Did Freeman have the Buckeyes?
You gotta have the Buckeyes.
So, look, second hour coming your way. We're taking your phone calls. Remember, daily, we're brought to you by Go Roof, GEAUX roof.com. A beautiful roof every single time. Get a 2-year free workmanship guarantee with all new roof installations. 225-927-8300 is the phone number over at Go Roof and online at GEAUX.roof.com. That is residential, commercial, or roofing repairs. You can get in touch with our friends over at Go Roof. A beautiful roof every single time. Phone number's easy, 225-927-8300 and online at GEAUXroof.com. Your phone calls next here in the second hour of the Jordy Culotta Show, built by R&B.
Lou Holtz in that chair. It looked like it was eating him alive.
Lou Holtz.
Lou
Coach
Holtz.
Lou Holtz.
If you're in the market for a mortgage lender, you need to start with Doug Bickley and his team. Bickley has built a crew with over 50 years of combined lending experience. They've been in business for over 20 years, and they love helping their clients achieve the American dream of home ownership. They're also key with working in real estate agents and helping their clients getting same-day pre-approval. They average about one buyer a day getting them in a home. If you want to get in touch with Doug and his crew, it's easy. Call them 225-214-5154. 225-214-5154. Go see the Bickley team today. They're located on the corner of Coursey Boulevard and Sherwood Forest right here in Baton Rouge.
What's up?
What's happening?
Chilling with a couple of cool guys. You?
Chilling and watching some tube. Hold on.
Did you do it?
Hold on. Did you do it?
Roof's up.
Hold on.
Roof's up.
Roof's up!
Roof's up.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Beautiful roof every single time.
True. True.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college, for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones.
You can't put the cart before the horse. That'd be like, will you marry me?
Do I know you?
Never sign a contract with a roofer before he gets on your roof. Call Go Roof instead. We offer a free, no-obligation inspection. A beautiful roof every shingle time. Bobby, goes in the front.
Roof, roof, Go Roof.
Belmont Stakes Race Training. I'm sticking to roofing.
Roof, roof, Go Roof.
Kentucky Derby Training. I'm sticking to roofing.
Roof, roof, Go Roof.
Offensive player of the game from LSU, Joe Burrow.
Football is life. Football is Joe Burrow.
You have found the Jordy Culotta Show.
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot. Wait, hold up.
But the Pope is Jordy.
When it go up, moving fast, already gone. Yeah, but you bringing me back. Try to double cross me, dog. Just let me relax. Stop assuming what we doing.
The Jordy Culotta Show, brought to you by Click Here Digital.
Malik Neighbors, a wide receiver.
Favorite pregame meal?
Popeyes.
What would winning a national championship mean to you?
It would mean a lot to me because, we seen a lot of the greats come through here, won their national championship, got, remembered for life.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Probably fly. That or telekinesis.
What's the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
Do it wrong, do it long. Do it right, do it light.
Kyra Lisa, wide receiver, number 2.
Do you have any nicknames?
K2.
What's the best piece of advice that you've ever been given?
Stay humble.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Fly. I be flying in my dreams.
What's been the highlight of your partnership with us?
The bike giveaway was one of the best things. I was pretty excited about that one. Texas A&M, I just got a point to prove because last year I dropped 2 balls I should have caught. I'm coming for them for real.
That's it. Thank you, man.
My name is Harold Perkins, and I play linebacker.
What's your favorite pre-game meal or snack?
Pasta with a little steak, something that's not too heavy.
Any superstitions or pre-game rituals?
I pray a lot. Just be me and God before the game. Perky worky. I like when they call me the percolator. I like that.
If anyone gets in a wreck, who should they call?
Gore.
Where were you born at, Greg?
Hattiesburg, Mississippi. But I claim 504 food because I was raised there my whole life. Favorite type of food is spaghetti. But you need to try spaghetti with some corn on the side. Funniest person, I'd probably get Kyron Lacey. He be having me joked out every time I talk to him.
Who's the most athletic?
You know, besides myself, Perk or Malik. Future self, just take one day at a time, one step at a time. If you're doing something, just be where your feet are. Make sure you give 100% effort.
What is something on your bucket list?
Win a Super Bowl. That's definitely on my bucket list.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Time traveling.
Who's the fastest on the team?
Like in a short span, I would say quick trigger, I'm taking Perk. One thing most people don't know about me, probably that I moved 12 times growing up, 12 different states.
Who's the most savage on the team?
Mason Smith. Mason Smith, definitely.
And who gets it done?
Gordon.
Thank you, man. That's great.
Emory Jones, right tackle.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Got it from my mom, and she just told me, always keep your head on the swivel.
Favorite subject?
Math, easy. I kind of keep it light. Give me some type of red beans or something like that. Throw a little cornbread on the side.
Light with red beans.
Yeah, just a little bit. I am superstitious. I got some PSDs that's purple and yellow and white. I wear them every game. I feel like they my lucky draws, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep doing it.
Let's be special. Let's be strong. Let's smell greatness from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Right in front of your eyes.
Welcome back, second hour, Jordy Culotta Show.
Lou
Brought
Holtz
to you by our
Show.
friends.
Lou Holtz.
We're at Tiger Air.
Oh,
Remember
God.
Tiger Air, the Zephyr, the Air Accelerator. You can learn more about it online at tigerair.com. That is AIRE.com, tigerair.com.
Lou Holtz could have used that thing the other day.
Oh, my God. He was
Coach
melting.
Lou
The
Holtz.
man was melting. Lou, this is Lou. It's hot.
Coach Lou Holtz here.
Lou.
He's just
Like looking in the mirror.
Him saying, if my list is that bad, then I need to change
He was
something.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great bit.
Like, it was a 10 out of 10 bit.
It was a great segment.
It was like when a dog looks in the mirror for the first time. He's like, whoa.
Whoa,
Is that me?
I know you.
Who are you?
I mean, that was Skip Burtman and Ronnie Rant in the same room. Like, which one? Like,
play the audio A, play audio B.
Right.
You pick. I don't know.
all right, to the phone lines we go, Stuart. Let's get it rolling here.
This guy's been calling for a while.
707-400-5575, 707-400-5575. Have a take, don't suck. That means come in, know what you want to talk about. We don't need to go through the, am I on? Can you hear me? How you doing?
We're having a
doing
great day.
good. You're having a good day. We're having a good day. That's all understood. Come in, ready to talk. Give us your take.
That's
Don't
fine, I
suck.
know. Been
Where your
calling
name?
all
Where you calling
morning.
from? We ready to go, Stu?
Yeah, this There's one caller who's been calling forever and just hung up on me.
No.
Oh, he's tired of getting the spiel. He was ready to ask how your day's going.
Yeah, sorry, guy.
707-400-5575 is the phone number. Have a take, don't suck.
How you doing? Keep it moving.
Come in here on a Monday. Let us know what you what you thought about the game, what you thought about the weekend. We mentioned the college football weekend as scores from around the country. We're rolling in. Boys, you know who has a good team? It's Duke.
Yeah, Dookie. The Dukies.
A couple of blue bloods.
First time.
Basketballs.
First
Blue
time
bloods.
Duke's getting college game day. Which
Are they getting it?
Yeah, I think so.
Of course, they spilled the beans again.
Yep.
This
Oh,
guy.
look, this guy's back.
There we go.
Same guy.
How's your day
Call
going?
from
Easy, Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
Ooh, easy.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Easy.
Easy. You're on the Jordy Culotta Show. Have a take, don't suck. What's going on?
All right, what I've noticed is LSU football right now is consistently inconsistent. And meaning that they don't have a lot of SEC hours. Brian Kelly has been pretty transparent about providing insight into this the entire time. He keeps saying being every day, 7 days a week. Inconsistency against FSU.
Easy.
Yes.
Can you hear me? You're in a bad sell area, but the way that you're handling this call is absolutely perfect
10 out of
with
10.
your take. I just want to hear what you're saying. You're kind of going in and out. If you can get to a better sell area, this would be a lot better of a call because whatever you want to say, whatever you're saying, I want to hear.
All right, I'll get back.
All right, perfect.
Leave West Virginia.
Perfect.
Boone County Maiden call.
707-400-5575. 707-400-5575. Find a better sell area, but take Easy's tactic of jumping in and having a take.
Yeah.
That was a beautifully executed phone call right there.
Coach
Man, he's making music.
Coach Lou Hauscher loved that.
Get to the point. Rome.
I mean, that's where we're stealing the bit from.
Absolutely.
It's from Jim Rome.
The jungle.
Salute to Romy. Old
jungle.
school sports radio.
Yes,
brother.
the Don.
I mean, like the godfather of my generation of national sports talk radio. Maybe Dan Patrick.
Yes, Dan's got that. I mean, he's got the pipes.
Maybe
Call
Dan Patrick.
He's on a 4-year
This is,
retirement tour.
Umberto.
Stewie, can we take down
To
the
accept, press 1.
No, take that. Yep.
And I'll get to it.
Hello?
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Talk
Hello, this is Umberto from Albuquerque.
Umberto from Albuquerque. What's your take, buddy? You're on.
First of all, good morning. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
So my take is I want to see a lot more of the freshmen see the field. I'm not a big fan of this lack of experience and letting the guys with more experience see the field. I mean, we've seen them on the field and they don't look too well, especially in the DB room. So I just want to see what y'all think about that. But yeah, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Great call. Not great, but a good call.
Yeah.
I would say C plus.
I'd give him a B.
B?
He came in
Be
with
a little
question.
harsh.
being a little harsh.
Asked how we were
Would've
doing.
scared him
though.
away.
Yeah. Asked how we were doing.
The ask how you're doing gets points.
Yeah,
knocked off,
that
man.
is
I'm sorry.
It's
immediate points off.
It's a great filler. It's a,
But
it's
the
a
question
nerve-wracking
was
time.
fantastic, I thought,
Yeah.
and a great take. So yes, I'll curve the grade, a B.
Talk to me after class.
I agree. I think that I cannot stand the theory of they play because they have more experience.
Hold up.
That to me makes zero sense. Play the best player. And are we going to argue if Whit Weeks is the best player for that position?
No.
We can't, right? He's the best player. Play that guy. Deshaun Womack seems to be the best player for his position. Play that guy. Braden Swinson seems to be that guy at his position. Play him. Like we were talking about Denver Harris. Seems like, by the way, whoever was telling you Denver Harris was the 5th or 6th best cornerback on this team, watch where you get your information from, people. I mean, like, that guy, he's catching on. He is a half a step away from making these plays. That catch that guy made on the sideline where he came tumbling in was a hell of a catch. Yeah. And then was an even better catch with a one-handed grab in the end zone when they were both kind of battling at each other. It was interference on Harris, no doubt. but he's close. And an
away.
underrated quality, was it you or Stewie in the text that pointed it out, is tackling. His tackling is underrated.
He's a headhunter.
He is.
For a defensive back, like that's would be your first question mark, right? Is he physical? That man wants to come hit you, and he did the same thing in high school.
I think if they start letting him press a little more, give him a little man coverage.
I think yards off the ball.
I think you'll see a few more hands-on balls.
Mm-hmm.
Pause.
But yeah, I mean, I think
party, pal.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you've been on the front end of this, not only for Denver Harris, but just getting. We know what the experience looks like. I mean, this is getting into that territory where you saw, like, where's Beckwith? Where LSU, if you want to take it back to that era where it was, who the good players are, like the better players, where the game changers.
Was there ever a debate more annoying? And I love.
Oh, you just never nothing changed. Me too. Program guy.
I love DJ Welter. I love him.
Love Jacob Kuchera.
But I mean, Beckwith was a second-round pick, third-round pick?
Second-round pick.
Broke his foot in a car accident, was never the same.
He was a first-round pick for LSU.
Yes.
But that wasn't playing. First team all bench for a whole year.
Oh.
Yeah. Looked good in the uniform,
and
too.
then
I think they put him in the Ole Miss game, just like threw him out there. He jumped over the pile, forced a fumble to like in the game.
I'm here.
Yep. Or you got like a sack.
Something where you're just like,
oh, that's Kendall Beckwith.
And he's not a defensive end.
Nope.
Play 52.
Haunches, coach.
He plays linebacker.
Hands on the knees. But
Still
that's what it is.
Still to this day, one of the best high school performances I've ever seen was Kendall Beckwith.
He's so good.
But you're starting
to
to
call
see,
it Wade.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but you're seeing the cream rise to the top of the young guys. This will change.
To the phone lines we go. 707-400-5575 from our Click Here Digital Campus. You are on the Culotta Show. Have a take, don't suck. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
LSU Green, Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Jordy.
Yes, sir.
Do you see that Lane Kiffin went got a number 4 just like we do?
Yes.
And his last name is the free. Hey, but I got a question. All right. I got a question. Check this out. Do you think LSU fans are spoiled from the Les Miles era, we can even say Nick Saban era, coming to Orgeron because we had top-notch cornerbacks through and through and through, no matter what kind of quarterback play we have. Yeah. Now it's reversed. We got great quarterback play, but even though we have a 5-star, couple of 4-stars cornerbacks, they just not playing up to potential right now. I'm not disregarding them, but you don't think we kind of spoiled because we was in turmoil the last 2 years because Orgeron didn't recruit 5-star, 4-5, and now everybody's like, "Oh, the DBs suck," or "The DBs this and the DBs that." You don't think we kind of spoiled from what we've been having?
Well, we're absolutely spoiled. I mean, like, there's no doubt about it. When you think of the line of headline defenders at that position, where you just rattle off names. I mean, you can even go back to like Corey Webster and those guys, Travis Daniels, into guys like Patrick Peterson and Morris Claiborne and Greedy Williams and Derek Stingley. And I mean, you could just
Eli Ricks.
you just keep rolling with these guys. So when you get to a situation where you look out there and you're wondering where these playmakers are, sure, there is a little bit of spoiled there, but I think it stresses the importance, LSU Green, of what you bring up. You take a season or two off of recruiting, you miss one cycle of recruiting, you miss a Desmond Ricks in a cycle. I mean, Desmond Ricks is riding the pine at Alabama. He would be playing every single down for LSU right now. You miss on that guy, and it's just, next thing you know, and again, this is no disrespect, but you gotta have a guy like Deuce Chestnut out there who just, it's a tough matchup for him. So, I mean, recruiting is where it has to be fixed. Recruiting is where it has to be fixed because you can't continue to rely on transfer guys there. You can go get one or two, but you need to have the guys in house like Welch, like guys like that are there that are, being developed and being prepared to play. I mean, this is his second season. Is this the Terrence Welch's second season?
Yep.
I mean, this is he's 19 games into his college career. At this point, he should be ready to play. Good call. 707-400-5575. We got another one. To the phone lines we go. We are live here from Click Here Digital today. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Have a take, don't suck.
Yo, this is Robert. How you doing?
What up, Bobby?
So look, I was sitting down in the behind the bench, and I was near a couple of the families, and I would tell you that the way that these players are being used or not being played is really not only confusing to us, but it's confusing to the families as well. You know, Williams, he went off for 42 yards, and his whole family was like, man, he broke for 42 yards one play, and that's the last they seen him. And then right behind that, I was sitting down and I was watching this kid Womack, and he was just hyping up the crowd. He was into the game the whole game, hyping up the crowd. And next thing I know, he jumped into the game and he make a significant play, and I don't see him again.
Yeah.
And so just the consistency of not playing your good players or not playing the players that actually make an impact into the game is really confusing, not only to us as fans, but I heard it firsthand from the families.
I appreciate
That's all
that,
I got.
Robert. I appreciate that. That's the type of insight you get right here on the Culotta Show from the listeners.
Thank you, sir.
Oh boy, Bobby. Doing investigative reporting
we got
out there.
birds
bringing it
everywhere.
back. That has to be to me, it is one of the most frustrating things that I can think of that sports offers. Like that is one thing that digs at me more than anything in watching sports is just the confusion of not understanding why the best players don't play. And sometimes there's valid reasons why. And sometimes there's situations that make sense that they may not be out there. In others, you're just like, what the hell's going on? You know? I mean, like, really, how can film be this? The film sessions have to be, you know, like, I mean, like 16 keeps making plays. You know, Deshaun Womack needs to go out there. I will say, if you're a running back, if you're Josh Williams, it has to be extremely frustrating just because, I mean, the room is littered. There's so many people.
Only one ball. And
all of them can play, pretty much. I mean, Trey Bradford was the start. He's going to be a trivia question.
Yeah.
Who was the starting running back for the 2023 season opener for LSU? I mean, you're going to be like, was it John Henry? Was it Noah Cain? Was it
Haven't seen Noah
Williams?
Cain.
Was it Logan Diggs?
Didn't see any Noah Cain yesterday or Saturday.
Coach, they got to get Caleb Jackson the ball.
Yeah.
However they can get to a combination of Logan Diggs and Caleb Jackson, to me, makes them their best team.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
saw it against Mississippi State.
I love Josh Williams. I think what he brings you is you can win with.
Solid.
He's a good back. He's solid for sure. And I think that Josh Williams is going to get a shot to play at the next level just because he's that. He's durable and accountable. For LSU in 2023, and look, I would say the same thing about John Emery. I would say the same thing about Noah Cain. I would say the same thing for Trey Bradford.
Yeah.
That all of those guys would get a shot in an NFL camp. But the best two running backs on LSU's team in 2023 right now seem to be Logan Diggs and Caleb Jackson to me. That combination of a 1-2 punch and then sprinkling in somebody like a Williams, a Bradford, a Cain, somebody like that, an Emery.
Armani was out there warming up too Saturday. You forget about him.
There's too many people at this point.
It's 8 of them.
Yeah. I mean, surely.
A lot of bodies back there.
Well, Armani Goodwin is
kind of lost in the shuffle.
Has to be.
Terrible time to get hurt. And because you saw, I mean, last year, who were the two? It was Josh Williams and Armani Goodwin.
Yep.
And now it's totally flipped for, I mean, to let Diggs get away if you're Notre Dame. Like, what did you see? Like, yeah, you can go. Was there a conversation?
I mean,
what a pull, because it felt like LSU didn't need another running back, and then that's the last guy in the class that you grab out of nowhere.
Right.
And it is.
I agree.
Kind of become your bell cow.
I agree. I mean, guy averages 7 yards a carry on Saturday.
And look, the best thing about it, though, when you talk about having Jimmy, they all look like they're fresh when they come in.
Well,
that's the good part of it.
That's one thing that Frank Wilson is selling, and he's got like a track record of selling that. You know what I mean? Like, he'll get Kenny Hilliard on the phone. He'll get Terrence McGee on the phone. He'll get Spencer Ware on the phone and tell those guys, like, what did the NFL tell you when you got to the combine? You know, they love the fact that Spencer Ware had a lot of tread left on the tire.
Michael Ford.
You know, I mean, they loved when those guys got there that they were like, man, didn't y'all play for a national championship? They were all like, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you play for 3 years? Yeah.
I mean, you're like, damn, okay. I mean, like, Frank Wilson can sell that to the league, and he can sell that to recruiting. I mean,
Richard Murphy.
All of them. really.
But that's
Alfred
what
Blue.
That's what you can see whenever they get like when Caleb Jack's down on the field. It looked like he's coming straight out of warm-ups.
Well, I mean,
he had 100% left in the tank.
Like Stewie was saying, I mean, he's trying to track these kickoffs.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to go catch the ball before it gets out of bounds.
Just so I can go.
Just so I can touch this thing.
I need to.
I need that.
I mean, he's an addict.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Trying to
Like,
go run
he just needs
somebody
a
over.
fix.
Done with that ball.
Get him the ball, man.
Just a bad kid.
We good? To the phone lines?
Yeah.
To the phone lines we go. What's your name? Where you calling from? Have a take, don't suck.
Peyton from Jonesboro. Look, I know we won and it worked out, but the way we handled it in the game just frustrates me a little bit. If you didn't want to leave time on the clock, why don't you save the timeout and call it after the third down and kneel it? And then calling the timeout before the third down made no sense to me.
I think they're trying to get they're getting their game plan in order.
100 A+ on that phone call right there from Jonesboro. Great take, right? And look, I agree. That was confusing at the end.
Everybody's a little confused.
They won the game. Arkansas didn't. They didn't beat you. They didn't kill you. But it was, I thought, like the caller. I agree. I thought they had an opportunity to make that timeout call and just end it. Like kick that thing through the upright and that 3, 2, 1, bang. You know what I mean? Like get out of here. So I mean, yeah, I mean it is a little bit of picking nits, and I agree. We brought it up yesterday. I agree with the caller, but I guess there's a couple of ways to skin the cat.
Yeah, the only way that I would imagine that if Arkansas does score at the end of the game, if you want to go back and change the narrative, then it becomes the only thing you talk about, right? Like, why would you not do it this way and leave them no chance to get the ball? Obviously, you would like like you said, kick it, gunshot, game over, everybody go grab the boot.
Right.
But for the way that it ended, and I mean, you want to leave 0% chance, right? He left a 0.5% chance of losing that football game, which I'll live with. It wasn't a hysteria mismanagement of the clock because first of all, you still got to make the kick. I think it was kind of getting everybody in order of what they wanted to do. This is the game plan. And I'm with you. If you would have been able to run one more play, then call the timeout or kneel it, like you said, and then you call a timeout with 3 seconds left, and then you leave no doubt. Whatever happens after this, we're either going to overtime or we're going to get the boot.
Yeah.
If you're in the LSU huddle, that's what you're thinking. This was, okay, now we got to line up, do special teams again, make sure we're going to squib it, we're going to kick it out of bounds, or kick it deep. And then you just left a little bit. You left a little bit of, you didn't kill them.
Window is still cracked.
You're still breathing.
Hughes Mechanical. Remember, Hughes Mechanical's online. Still taking your phone calls. Give us a call, 707-400-5575. 707-400-5575 to jump involved here. We're brought to you by Hughes Mechanical Contractors, getting your AC ready here. 225-658-2147 and online at hughesmechanical.net. They serve entire range of South Louisiana. They're located in Zachary. They serve over in Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, North Shore, all throughout the area of South Louisiana. Hughes Mechanical is a trusted Daikin dealer with great warranties that you can find online at hughesmechanical.net, or you can call Travis Hughes and the crew at 225-658-2147, 225-658-2147. Hughes Mechanical online, hughesmechanical.net is where you can find them there. That is residential or commercial HVACs. They can help you today. Trust and Daikin dealer, as we always tell you, hughesmechanical.net online, and 225-658-2147 is the phone number. Make sure and give us a like, a share, a comment here. Stewie, how are we looking on that phone?
No calls.
No calls. Get involved here if you want to jump aboard and have a take. Jake Crane, who was not with us on Friday, we're going to try to make that segment up this morning. Let's see if
Craner.
He can. Yes, 8:45 phone call works for us.
Thanks.
So we'll talk to Jake Crane about the college football weekend. What did we learn? Anybody see anything outside of Baton Rouge that made them jump this weekend? Did you see Dabo bring in Mike Norvell for that big taste of wisdom, big voice of wisdom?
He's talking to him with the
that he gave him after the game. Yeah,
with the hat
right. Nobody cares, Dabo.
Dabo, you're a nerd.
Nobody cares.
You know who cares the least about that conversation?
Yeah, Mike Norvell. Get the hell off of me, man.
I just beat you, and I'm
I don't have. There's no life lesson I need to hear from you, Dabo Swinney. I mean, and
hey, Dabo, let me whisper something to you.
It's over. Fuck you. It's done. How you like that NIL now?
You open to the transfer portal? Yeah. How about that catch Keon Coleman made over your fourth-year cornerback?
Playing for Clemson. Graduate champions.
just.
But Dabo somehow finds a way to make it about him.
Always.
With the camera.
Always.
Like, what are you doing,
Always.
dude?
Always.
How fast was he running?
Clemson's best cornerback was committed to LSU at the time, Nate Wiggins.
I remember Wiggins.
Got
Atlanta?
hurt. Yeah, got hurt. At the end of the game. That's why they caught that pass on
because they were going. I mean, the play calling for Florida State was a little suspect.
Yeah,
I mean, it was like, man, you can run the ball, like run it.
Yeah.
And they were just trying to. I mean, I get why when you're 6'7" and you're 6'4" on the outside, you're like, I mean, can't we just throw jump ball all day?
Yeah, they tried.
They tried, and they finally kind of got it going in the second half, but. I thought that they kind of played with Clemson a little bit. Like I mean,
the stress level got a little bit
Clemson
high.
played really good. Clemson did and caught all the breaks. I thought Klubnik played. I mean, like I couldn't believe he didn't see that blitzer. That scoop and score was the play of the game.
Yeah, that was exactly.
It might have been the play of the weekend.
I think it's like he did. Well, I think the running back was supposed to pick him up, and the
He
running back
but
didn't
I mean,
step
yeah,
over.
like Klubnik has to have the presence of
And
like,
he-
dude, it's coming from your
It's coming
front
from your
side.
face.
I mean, how do you not see this?
Yeah, that man speared him.
But that is a beautiful highlight. Is there anything better than a sack, fumble,
Ball,
scoop and score?
And that, dude, to the point where they gave it a graphic. It's scoop and score on the bug. Yeah.
It was the movie clip. I mean, that's exactly what we need.
Yeah, it's nothing better than a free run at the quarterback, either from like linebacker.
That or a punt return touchdown, where it just is
Or a punt block.
Yeah, momentum changer. Or if you're on the other end, Clemson missing the field goal, the whole stadium was, oh no, we just signed this kid out the stands.
Did you see that girl?
Yeah, she did Surrender Cobra of the year.
That's a meme.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's the girl playing the flute and crying.
To the phone lines
The
we
Final
go.
Four.
Have a take, don't suck. Live here on Click Here Digital's campus. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Lyle calling from Katy, Texas.
Yes, sir. Lyle, what's on your mind?
What's up, man? So I'm gonna say it again. Look, we need to give Laterris a shot, man, because look, it is what it is.
I'm with you, Lyle.
And
I'm
also,
with you. I'm with you.
other thing, Pete Womack and Whit Weeks is that dog, man, and Sam is a beast, and that's all I got.
Appreciate you. Yes, Sam is a dog.
Sam's
Just
out
hope he
there
doesn't get hurt. Just stay healthy, 14.
Yeah.
Stay healthy, 14. He's a missile back there.
Plays
man.
100% of the
I
time.
love the
all
white
the time.
socks with the white cleats and the white spat tape.
And the interception.
He looks so
The interception
good
was-
out there.
Appreciate you, KJ.
Yeah, LSU had to get
That's
that
the
one
worst
right
play
back.
KJ made all night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and he jumped it.
Did he get tipped?
Nah, I don't know.
I don't
Look,
think so. I think
but,
Andre Sayeb just read that thing.
That was
did,
good. That
man.
was good defense by LSU because you could see Zay Alexander telling him he's coming inside.
Pass him
Andre
off.
Sam steps up and makes a
Fix
play.
it. That was old LSU
Sam's
safety.
best transfer LSU has this year, right?
Yeah, definitely defensively, because you thought it would be Omar Speights, right? And he was another late ad. We were talking about this in the break, but Frank went out and got one more for you.
Yeah, that's right. As Frank told the room, trust the Louisiana kid.
Dr. Sam.
Back to the phone lines we go. 707-400-5575.
No call. No
Okay,
call.
okay.
They had one.
Tricked?
Yeah.
How many classes can you take in your 7th year of college?
One.
A lot of people go to school for 7 years.
I went to school for 7
I think
years.
I
they're
bagged,
called
I think I
doctors.
bagged 12 hours my 7th year. I needed to have every single one of them.
I
mean, like,
Make or break time.
I had 6.
Yeah.
Well, I started with 12, so I can get that financial aid.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Need to
but
drop
then-
one.
Yeah.
The key to it is summer school and intercession.
Yep. Yeah, it is. I didn't learn that until like junior year of
5th
college.
year.
I was like, damn, I could have been
Wait,
summer school.
intercession?
Yeah, like I could have
They've
been
been doing this
summer-
forever.
14-day
Yeah,
sprint.
that can't be
Okay, I will be honest. My mom did try to make me go to summer school like my freshman year of college, and I was like,
Ready to go home?
I'm ready to be home. Like
Yeah.
I'm tired of school already.
And then you become, like, when it's a sophomore or junior, you're like, any summer school classes I could take so I can stay here?
Yeah.
Once you get the lay of the land a little bit, don't want to go home anymore. Now get your own little spot. Take a couple classes. Get the vibe of Baton Rouge. Because summer, if Baton Rouge gets to relax a little bit, you get to see the lay of the land. It becomes home.
Yeah. I'm glad I got that last season. Last football season.
Yeah, that's always the play.
Got to see 10 wins. Yeah, got one.
Back to the phone line, 707-400-5575. We go live here from Click Here Digital. You're on the Culotta Show. Have a take, don't suck. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Hayden. I'm from Covington. Short take. I was going to say Jaden Daniels, I think, needs to make decisions a little bit quicker. Missing Brian Thomas twice on those go routes. He didn't leave him short. I think he just took too long to decide to throw it to him. Defensively, coverage over the middle of the field is abysmal. And from the game, it looked like Mason Smith was getting stood up the whole time. So that's all I got to say. interested to see what y'all have to say about it.
Great call.
Appreciate you, sir.
Textbook call right there from Covington. Defensively, like we've talked about, there's some things in pass defense that I just don't know if they have the personnel to fix it immediately.
My thing is, I just like to see them mix it up it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to play man coverage, like I get it, but mix it up at least once or twice a game, where the offense isn't just looking at the same coverage every play, and they know it's cover 3.
Cover 3 zone.
There's so many holes in that zone, and it's just every time they get the glance, they get the slant, they get the over routes, like everything is just open in the middle of the field.
It looked as if Daniels was pulling the string a little bit on Saturday. Like we said, I mean, early on it looked like he was kind of, trying to come off of it a little bit. But I thought, once he kind of started to open it up, he really started to time it, and his accuracy really started to step up. But I agree. I mean, there was some underthrown and just some seeing the thing late type of delivery that, I think will be some good teaching moments in film. But you were kind of – he saw it last weekend against Mississippi State. This weekend it was a little bit quicker. And credit that Arkansas defensive line. I will say that I think, kind of once we get away from the body of work, Arkansas is going to be right there with Florida State as one of the top units that LSU faces up front all season. Those guys they're good. I mean, they were leading the league in sacks coming into the game.
And that wasn't a fluke.
Right.
Against their first two opponents, they played Kent State.
I will say, like, on the Brian Thomas touchdown where he kind of underthrew it, I mean.
Right before half?
Yeah, no, not right before half.
The free play?
Yeah, the free play. Yeah. I will say, like, he was wide open. So you don't want to overthrow him because he's wide open, but he did underthrow him because he threw it late. It was.
Oh, yeah. But
I mean, that DV was turning
all kind of ways. Dude, he popped up in the air and he still wasn't around. But if you're Jay Daniels for that particular throw, you have the free play. And so I don't know if he was going to go there initially, but then once you realize, like, I can throw this wherever I want, just put it up there because nothing bad can happen.
Right. Either way, if they intercept it, they still get the ball back because it's a free play. Like
I don't think we're getting Brian Thomas back next year, like we said we were.
We
get one back. Malik and BT at the draft together.
All right, back to the phone lines we go here. This might be our last call before we get to Jake Crane coming up here at 8:45. What's your name? Where you calling from? Have a take, don't suck.
My name is Devin. I'm calling from Sulphur, Louisiana. What's up, guys? Good morning.
Good morning, Devin. What's on your mind?
Hey, man, I got a quick question. So I was at the game Saturday, and there was a couple sitting behind me and my brother, actually in Lloyd's section. We in section 300. I actually met Lloyd one time. It was awesome. But the couple, they're from Virginia, and they have a student that goes or a son that goes to LSU, and they have two kids that go to South Carolina. And they stated to me that they were very shocked about how bland LSU's entrance is coming into the stadium. And no light shows and stuff like that, and the acoustics inside Tiger Stadium. They are very shocked about how bland it was. Do you guys know anything of possible improvements in the north end zone replay board, in the coming years, of possibly getting a bigger replay board and better sound like Auburn or South Carolina or anything like that?
Bama.
I will say this: if you saw William Bryce Stadium this weekend at South Carolina, that is an experience. Inside of that stadium. I mean,
that's drugs.
That is.
It looks like you're at a concert.
I mean, that is a rave. I mean,
dude, there's smoke machines going off.
They got Space Odyssey 2001.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's an entrance.
They got Sandstorm. They got the
Cocky in a Cage.
I mean, I was
BDSM.
I was listening to Cole Kubelik, and he was there. That crew was there this weekend with our guy Tom Hart and Jordan Palmer and Cole Kubelik. And Kubelik was just talking about the atmosphere and what it has become over the last couple of years. And look, that's recruiting advantages. You see some of this stuff happening. LSU has not embraced the LED lighting. Have they?
Mm-mm.
No, I mean they don't do that.
Got to keep it PG for 75.
I don't know if they have to keep it PG. Yeah, I think it's their LSU. It feels like the game day experience is very much based in tradition. They don't want to turn coat and become a fad. Well, where it's like the experience is the experience.
They're going to have to because there is some recruiting tactics into it.
Yeah, the light show is I would say they should go to the light show, but the pregame entrance, that thing is that thing.
That's what it's always going to be. You're running through the
the H bar,
Win bar, H bar. get the
what you could
walkout.
do.
Me neither. I
They
mean,
flew over some choppers.
Cool.
Yeah,
Right.
Cool. The flyover's cool.
I mean, give me a jet though.
Yeah.
It was too.
Auburn got the stealth, man. My dad was there for that. He said it was cool.
And they got a bird.
Yeah, I mean Auburn is legit.
Yeah,
like
But
their pregame is legit.
But that's more of what it, like
War
seeped
Eagle,
in like LSU would be like, where they have their thing, and that's I would imagine they don't do a light show, do they?
I think Auburn does.
Do
have a
they?
light show.
Because it feels like LSU is just stuck in that. This is how we come out. Like this is part of LSU football. They don't want to join a fad. What we have is a tradition, and that's what LSU does. It feels like they would have changed it by now. They have the money.
Yeah, it ain't like the money.
Yeah, but that scoreboard I am with him has been the same since.
Yeah.
It's been built.
A long
it's the same
time.
one.
Yeah, no. They definitely need. And for as much money as that program makes,
oh my god,
that place should be a showcase.
Yeah.
And it is.
It's a pantheon of concrete and
right,
steel.
but I mean, like, it should be up to date on all technology. It should be up to date on all of those types of, like video boards and just the ways that you could pimp that place out.
It should be all
I mean,
out.
like, it should
But
be.
I think that's what they're going for. Is it's a nostalgic LSU. You're
I get
60
it.
minutes to hell. This
But
is
I
the
mean-
Coliseum. Like, there's nowhere to turn. There's nothing fun here.
Wrigley Field still looks like 1910 on television.
Right.
You go into the corridor, it looks like 2023.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And it's almost like Tiger Stadium is the opposite. The corridor is like
Exactly.
because you look around like is this done being built?
right. I mean, it's like
Place is a dungeon.
Yeah, but I like that.
Places like Fenway, places
Scary.
like Wrigley, you're like, look, keep the tradition and the nostalgia in place. But I mean, you're still bringing people in here that, like, I mean, you got cement falling off the damn railings.
I mean, everything's leaking.
I mean, you can't flush the toilet. You know,
Oh,
I mean,
goodness, the
They wait the
bathroom,
asparagus.
that's right.
Gotta talk to Skip about these bathrooms. Gotta make the ladies' room nice.
Is the ice cold?
All right, we're taking any more calls? No calls. Great calls this morning. Good work out there. Appreciate everybody's involvement, interaction. We were at 177 likes, and we've got 18 minutes left in today's show. Let's get there. Let's get to 218 minutes. If you're watching and have not liked, hit the thumbs up. We appreciate you being here. We're talking to Jake Crane next. Remember, shit happens, brought to you by our friends over at Barker Brothers.
Great shit happens moment.
Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works. What was the biggest one this weekend?
I'd go Caleb Williams getting hit in the nuts by the ball. Did y'all not see that? He's trying to tell the center, like, hold up.
Don't snap it, and he snaps it.
And he snaps it, and it just hits him right, like, just square in the balls. And he's like,
I would say that the biggest shit happens moment has to go to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Marcus Freeman, right? I mean, like, that's gonna be tough to tough to overcome.
That's gonna be tough to watch.
Yeah, it'd be tough to overcome. I
Your
mean, like,
defensive coordinator.
defensive coordinator, and his defensive coordinator is Al Golden.
Oh yeah, it is. Al Golden making
In the tie? Is he wearing the
Wait,
tie
I
out
was about to
there?
say, is he wearing the tie in the box?
That's a name that probably makes Miami
like,
fans just nut
what
shrivel.
a fun guy to yell at.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Where's
Al, we've only got 10 people on the field, Al.
Al.
Al, how many do you play football with on one side?
Al, walk your ass home tonight.
You pick this ball up.
Jake Crane next. Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works. Remember, Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works. Jude Barker and his crew located on the west side of Baton Rouge, over in West Baton Rouge and Plaquemine, but serving East Baton Rouge Parish as well. If you drop you heard it here on the Jordy Culotta Show, you save yourself 15% from our friends over at Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works. Tell Jude and the crew you heard it here. We'll be back with Jake Crane, locked and loaded here on the Culotta Show, live from Click Here Digital, as we come back.
Oh! Take a knee.
Oh!
No.
Direct shot.
Oh, and it's a flag.
Damn.
That's
no
the penalty.
free play.
Personal foul.
We're back. More of the show right after this.
Paint that on your fingernails. Bye-bye.
Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Thanks.
And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us. Get it done.
Hey Tiger fans, when you're traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, make sure to visit Tom and Wright Granning at Go Mart and On The Go Deli, where you can fill up your tank and your belly. Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need on your trip. Located at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left. Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff, where the Po' Boys are so good you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
All right, buddy. Make it a good shot. Oh, yeah. Sticking the roof in.
For a hole in your roof, for a whole new roof, go roof. Roof, roof, go roof.
Hey, Greg, the roof up? Roof's up. Roof's up. Roof's up. Roof's up. Roof's up. Roof's up. Beautiful roof every single time. True. True.
Phil's Oyster Bar, a staple of South Louisiana since 1945, located in Southdown Shopping Center and online at philsoysterbar.com. If you log online, you can learn about the private party schedule, the catering menu, and even order online. Daily lunch specials Monday through Friday. Learn about the history when Gus Piazza took it over in the early 70s, made it an absolute stop-in for everyone who came through Baton Rouge, and now Anthony, his son, carrying on the tradition. Phil's Oyster Bar, Southdown Shopping Center, and online, philsoysterbar.com.
Let's be special. Let's be strong. Let's smell greatness from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, we're going to link up with Crane another time. He's been held on the radio.
Been held hostage.
So we might hook up with him another day.
Sorry,
Our
Chief.
friends over at Signa Frames, we're doing a giveaway with them on social media. You can find out about it. We've had it on our stories throughout the weekend. All you got to do is follow Signa Frames and the Jordy Culotta Show on Instagram, like, comment, and tag 3 people, and we got a great giveaway. We got a Breeze jersey giveaway, which is fantastic as far as the quality of it. It is an autographed jersey with an LED frame and a graded card. You also get 2 Saints tickets, compliments of our friend Tom Granning, who Tommy G always taking care of us. Shout out to Tom Granning and the crew over at Go-Mart and over in Natchez. Came through with a couple of tickets, and we are giving them away, Jags at Saints, as a part of this giveaway with our friends over at Signa Frames. So get over to Signa Frames social media on their Instagram, like, share, follow, tag 3 people, like, comment, and tag 3 people. Follow the show, and then you'll be a part of the giveaway. The giveaway will be on Thursday, October 12th will be the last day to enter, and we will be giving it away on Friday, October 13th. On Friday the 13th, we'll be giving it away.
Ooh, spooky.
For the Jacksonville game, which will be on October 19th the following week. So get over to Signa Frames and give them a like, give them a comment, and tag 3 people, and you'll be entered to win.
Say something nice. Oh, that'll be Trevor Lawrence's reclamation to the Dome. Worst game of his life.
Yes.
Probably. Definitely in college.
Joey B's boy.
And he got rattled.
Yeah, he did.
Jacoby Stevens says thank you. Derek Stingley says thank you.
I've been getting a lot of feedback from the in-game entertainment on Saturday night. And it is pretty wild to see the difference in the crowd and the takes, right? Like, through a lot of emails, I got a lot of complaints.
Imagine a lot of emails, you get a complaint. A text, you get a compliment.
Right? And a lot of texts, people were loving it. I was on a couple of group texts with people that were inside the stadium that said the atmosphere in the second half was epic, kind of like Death Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot more piped in DJ music over the band. But here's where I think, and I agree, and I've been pushing this for a while, and it was only because of my experience inside the Superdome. Jordan and I, my son and I, actually it was an Antonio Brown game. Antonio Brown lit up the Saints one Sunday. I'm telling you, I
remember that game.
It might be Antonio Brown's best game he ever played.
Was that the Bucks?
No, it was the Steelers.
Yeah.
And
they threw it to him every play.
It was him and Big Ben, and they literally threw it to him every single play, and they could not guard him, and he was talking so much trash, and he was pointing in the stands, and I mean, Little J, and we were mesmerized by Antonio Brown. Somehow the Saints won the game, but inside of the game, they were playing like Cash Money and Hot Boys
Chopper
and
style.
New Orleans rap and New Orleans music, and they were showing the players on the big screen, and like Mark Ingram, Kamara, Mike Thomas, like it was who's the linebacker
Demario Davis.
Demario Davis. They were like showing like all of the like the headhunters. I mean, like the alphas, and all of them are like lip sync. All of them are dancing, and the whole place is going ballistic. I mean, like it is incredible. Like it's like if you've been in there and they play Mardi Gras Mambo after they score a touchdown. Like when the Saints score a touchdown or they kick a field goal. I think when the field goal goes through, Mardi Gras Mambo drops like perfectly on time every single time. People start bouncing their umbrellas. People are dancing in the aisles, literally.
It's a party.
Like literally, people are literally dancing in the aisles when the Saints score a touchdown and Mardi Gras Mambo hits. And it's perfectly timed. It's the best part of the verse. It's all, you know what I mean? It's entertainment. And on Saturday night, I got feedback that they're playing like Louisiana artists inside of the stadium. They're playing Lil Boosie. They're playing Cash Money. They're playing 90s rap that is relevant to the area. And I know that rubs a lot of people wrong.
They need to play Colin Baton Rouge, Jordy. 10 times.
I would imagine.
Where's Kenny Chesney?
That is the crowd that is leaving.
Louisiana Saturday night again. Right now.
Try that in a small town.
That's the demographic that is saying, let's get the hell out of here before the traffic starts.
Get out of here right
when you start
now.
the truck.
Tired of this stuff. Tired of hearing that little Boosie.
But I'm not even talking like that. I don't even think that it becomes that aggressive. It may for a certain crowd, but I think that it's just the crowd that is leaving early is that demographic that just it's a different experience inside Tiger Stadium now. And I'm throwing the traffic and everything into the algorithm.
Yeah.
Like if you don't expect and accept that you're going to deal with traffic at the LSU football game, then your experience is not going to be that good.
There was contraflow until like 11 p.m.
We almost got caught. We got caught in the snake.
So, I mean, you're going to get caught in contraflow whether you leave at halftime or whether you leave in the third quarter, the fourth quarter, after the game, you're going to get caught in contraflow. So you might as well just stay, enjoy your time, you spent the money on the ticket, so stay.
You're already there. You did the hard part.
I will say that
Yes.
the scene between
Grandpa.
What's happening? Not again.
Mitch.
Mitch. Can you say it louder for the man in the back?
I will say that the scene between LSU's sideline going back and forth with Arkansas sideline, rapping Boosie at each other, and the whole crowd singing his backup was awesome.
Look at the players on the field.
I mean, like, it's awesome.
You talk about the Saints, like every time, every Saints year,
Oh,
it
the
feels
Saints
like
atmosphere is incredible.
they have an anthem.
It's
Every year it's something like, well, it would Stand Up and Get Crunk, remember, whatever, and that still plays. But that was during the Super Bowl run, like you couldn't get away from it, and it was awesome. The Saints embraced it. Then you had Choppa Style, where you have everybody doing it, like they're riding the fucking motorcycle on the sidelines, and it became a thing. Like when they scored, it became such a thing that when if you scored against you scored against the Saints, other players would do it.
Yeah.
That's how you know you own it.
Right.
It's like that. The Saints always have something that they embrace every year, and it's usually part of a song. The LSU just said still, like you said, like I love calling Baton Rouge. I get it.
Same.
But
it's old now.
But you can still have more than one thing.
Yeah, I love Louisiana Saturday night
right,
too.
you can play that. Yeah, I get it. I love all those things, but in between, you can get like.
I need to get some.
Some
young
keep
boy.
it
Give
fun
me some
because
Boosie.
at the point we're at with college football and with like they tried to make the game faster. All you did was get more commercials in.
Yeah.
That you're standing around waiting for a lot of football to be played.
So you get more time to play music.
So you have more do more in-game entertainment, and I think the DJ is a step in the right direction. If they don't change what you're doing, fella, you're up there cutting up on the ones and twos, and it's electric, especially for the players on the sidelines. Like you feel that energy, they feed off of it. Embrace what's happening.
And like Jordy said, it plays to recruiting. Like the kids want to come in and listen to the music that they listen to. They don't want to come in and hear Call Baton Rouge 10 times.
Right.
They want to hear some Young Boy. They want to hear some Boosie. They want to feel that atmosphere.
You can do both, but yeah, when it's nut cutting time, like get the players like
Get 'em
a point
right.
10. Look at Denver Harris.
I mean,
Cordell, get in there.
That was awesome. Who's having a rougher Monday? Dennis. This scene. Like that's what I want my LSU football team to be feeling like.
Look at BK in the back.
That is what I want my Scott Woodward in the back.
Watch BK. Watch BK.
Welcome to hell, fellas. Oh, when they cut back to Arkansas, good Lord, they're talk about. I mean, this is 8 Mile. What else you got to say about me? All right. Maybe. Maybe.
I mean,
your real name's Clarence.
Lyman nervous over there.
Fuck this battle of Mountie.
Hey, KJ, get out front.
Yeah. Go do more. That's your team right there, one.
Great scene. Who's having a worse Monday, Sean Payton or Dennis Allen? See what happened to Sean Payton yesterday?
Sean Payton for sure.
70?
Miami, they scored a franchise record.
Yeah, that's like an NFL record.
Most points in history of the franchise.
Yeah.
I didn't know McMahon.
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel was.
Well, do you know who their defense coordinator
left
is?
at the airport on a Denver. He was a Denver. He was interviewing for the job.
Damn.
Oh, he took that personally.
They Steve Spurriered him.
Left him on the tarmac.
It, like left him there, like hired somebody and like didn't
even do the due
They
diligence.
did. They hired old boy.
Nathaniel
Hackett.
Oh, so he took that real
Big
personal.
swing and a miss.
He took that real personal
Okay.
and just hung 70 on their head. Sean Payton looks like that Russell Wilson is not going to be his quarterback.
Yeah, no.
He's making a change. He's Sean Payton ain't going to deal with that.
No, he's not.
He's not going to deal with that.
There's going to be a lot of cuts in Denver this
Jason Brumfield, can we get Jamar Cain back? Not soon enough, Jason.
I mean, thank you.
Not soon enough.
Can
Not
he come
soon
back?
enough.
Is he going to
And you know who Miami's defensive coordinator is?
Yeah, it's Fangs.
Fangs.
Yeah.
Fangs.
Fangs.
But he was at Denver.
Yeah.
Who is that? Vic Fangio?
Yeah, Vic Fangio.
Man, he wears a like he's got a weightlifting belt on out there.
Miami is
stacked.
Miami's
scary.
Tua's the favorite to win the MVP right now.
Miami's scary. They can keep him upright.
You know how much the old guard of the NFL hates Mike McDaniel doing it like this?
God.
I'm high right now.
Oh, my God,
Sprinting
man.
away from the camera.
I gotta go hit my vape, bro.
Yeah.
Vape in the pen, wearing the Coke shades. I mean, those are 80s
Lululemon
cocaine
pants.
dealer.
Yeah.
Like Miami fits Miami to a T.
I got a deal for you, bro.
No doubt.
Those kilos are going way,
Way
cheaper
up.
over here.
Mimsy.
Was it the offensive line coach for the Dolphins who videoed himself hitting the line talking to the hooker?
Yes.
I got one lined up for you, babe. A white powdery substance. It's like, nah, it's cocaine.
Don't ever say I don't think about you.
Yeah. I got to go to this team meeting.
Oh God.
The NFL, bro. What a place.
I mean,
filmed himself on campus.
The Bears defensive coordinator just got raided by the FBI last week.
And then they had $100,000 worth of equipment missing the next day. Got locked out the facility.
Imagine the equipment guy that had to tell the GM.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we lost some lawnmowers. We lost a lot of equipment. Some
Jerseys everywhere.
Like
the Lawrence Taylor jersey's gone. Mike Ditka's jersey's gone.
Jeez.
Waddle's not even there.
No, Waddle's hurt yesterday.
I mean, they could be better.
Devon Achane
is a dog.
Makes you feel better about last year, huh?
They are so
fast.
They got to have 4 of the top fastest players in the league.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, Moster's
fast.
Moster's, I think he's the fastest of the bunch.
Nah, Achane's a real track guy. So I would give Achane
and
Waddle that.
And then Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill is, but I'm with Mostert has been like that's sneaky fast.
No,
like you don't, and then you see him get put. Yeah, it's like, oh God,
Mostert.
I didn't know he had that gear.
No, yeah, you're like, whoa.
Like he'll run through a tackle and it's like, oh shit, he's
gone.
Was it Waddle who returned the kick against LSU?
Yes. Racing McMath turned him all the way around.
Face mask.
Just keep face masking him. Let him go.
He's still running.
Watch Damone Clark on that though.
Oh my!
Damone
he's tracking him.
Opens it up.
5 yards.
If
more
that
yards.
thing, I mean, Damone Clark is moving.
Whew, that's your middle linebacker. The next year.
Jeez.
But he opens it up. But if he almost gave Waddle a head start. It's like a race car when you run it back and let it go, and then he just turned him around. It's like, oh no. Alabama almost did that again. Not run a punt back, but when they got that punt blocked out the back of the end zone, or like it went out on the one. If they just scored a touchdown, because Ole Miss had a lot of momentum, and Alabama doesn't matter if it's 2007 or 2027, as long as Nick Saban is there, that momentum play is coming. At Alabama, if they ever get down, you can just put it on the calendar, especially if you're talking about what happened right now. The punt return against LSU, they were about to bury them. And then they get the punt return. It's like, oh, we're back in the game.
Then guess who blocked that punt? Ja'Cory Brooks. He was like their top receiver last year. I haven't seen much from him as a receiver, but he blocked the punt.
I saw Shaz on the sideline. He wasn't even dressed out.
Yeah,
Did you see? And Nick
Come
Saban was talking about. Brooks said playing because Pat McAfee talked to him about special teams. He's like, I'll play all my starters on special teams. He's like, they don't understand the importance like when they get here. But now everybody wants to play special teams, which he started, it feels like, at LSU.
No doubt he did.
But he's like, I'm trying to get them ready for the league because not everybody's going to walk in and be a starter. But when they get to a training camp, I can run down on punt. I can run on kick. I already know how to do it. And he's like, that's such a coup for recruiting. And Pat McAfee was like, you can't tell, like, the importance of that, learning that in college. And he goes, by the way, it helps the punter a ton to have guys run down there like, oh, I can let this thing eat because they're going to be down there.
Yeah.
And it's just, Nick Saban's one of those guys where there's never a play off.
Punt,
I
love that.
You don't line up and go 80% because if you do, you'll get blocked.
No doubt.
Or you get put on your ass.
Yeah, And so it's just that's why I care about you.
Yeah.
Everybody was kind of pumping the gas for Ole Miss, Saban does it again. Alabama's still here. Now, the offense, they've got 2 running backs. If you think people are mad at Jane Daniels for running the football, Milroe, they kind of just took it out of his hands.
Oh, my goodness. This man is just...
They're playing high school quarterback.
Yeah.
Like Racy McMath.
I don't know what it is. It's just something weird about Jalen Milroe.
He doesn't wear anything. That's what looks weird.
It's not that. It's just like his throwing motion's weird. Like the pass plays they look clouded.
He never gives it a chance.
Yeah.
If he doesn't take a 3-step drop throw, he's not making it. He's not doing it.
I'm out.
He's not doing it.
He's tucking that thing.
He's not doing it.
That throw he made into cover 2.
Oh my!
And that pick in the end zone.
That was just. I'm staring my receiver down, and the DBs see it, and I don't even care.
He made LSU's defense look good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The corner was there and the safety was there.
Right.
Like, thank you.
I mean, it was like Jackson Dart's pick.
Yeah.
Oh
my! What are you doing?
I said it would have been a pick both times. Like he could have threw that thing up, and 3 would have picked it, or 2 would have picked it.
And anybody but you's catching it.
I mean, Caleb Downs he dove for it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He
thought he was going to catch his first career pick.
All right, everybody have a great day. Appreciate the likes. We're over 220. We appreciate that. Great interaction, great phone calls today. Make sure to hit that like button, share button, comment on it. If you're watching this on demand, you can still hit that like button for us. Share it if you don't mind. Subscribe if you have not done so. We'll talk to you tomorrow. As always, we're built by RMB Builders right here live on Click Here Digital's campus.
Max Johnson.
Yeah, shout out to Mac. And Jake.
Yeah.
Hey, Chino. Put my headphones up, bro. Right there. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. Yeah, you see the notification, we about to go live. We got all your favorite guests, we got them in line. It's the Jordy Culotta Show, come have a good time. It's the hottest show around, we ain't gotta flex. Call up G, we get it done, we earning our respect. Tell recruits to let us in, where they going next. Throw up the L's, now we lit, band playing neck. From the boot to the east to the west coast. No matter where we at, we live, mic'd up for show. Open up the phone lines.